We are live. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Benzinga Live. It is Friday. You know what that means. That starting tomorrow, we will not be able to trade stocks. Still trade crypto, though, right, Spencer?
Yeah. And Forex. Don't act like you can't. Wait, is there Forex on the weekend? I don't even know.
I don't know. I think so. I think Forex market for Forex is 24/7, but I don't dabble in Forex.
Know. Is Forex 24/7 or 24/5? I should know that.
Shelly will know.
Shelly, do you know? What is the Forex market always open? We can just trade crypto. That's fine. You can't, she says. It's 24/5. Okay. No Forex, just Bitcoin and Ethereum and Floki. Do you trade Floki? Are you into that?
Yeah, Floki, Inu. That to me, that's a no-brainer.
Okay, no-brainer for AB. All right, we got a good show today. We got a lot going on. Let's look at the agenda real fast. We have our first guest will be at 12:15. Tony Benson, Patterns in the Flash. At 12:30, we'll be joined by Lisa Utzschneider. She's had a very interesting career, but currently she's the CEO of Integral Ad Science. We're going to talk about the advertising market with Lisa at 12:30. We've got one of our own, John G, is coming on the show today. John Gobronson, a Benzinga developer. He wants to talk about the Bitcoin Taproot update. So we will do that with John G at 1 o'clock. At 1:30, we have a frequent listener coming on the show.
Yeah, a guest from Zingernation. This is something we want to do more and bring guests on from Zingernation. So you may have seen him in the chat before, but Matty Ice will be joining us live. We're going to talk about some options trades and spreads. If you recall, earlier in the week, Matty Ice gave me an Iron Condor trade that I tailed him on. So yeah, we're going to talk to some Iron Condor, some butterfly spreads, and really just, get to know some of our members from the chat a little bit more.
Yeah. Is Matty Ice even a real person? Are we sure?
We'll find out. He played the Patriots last night.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan, Matty Ice. Not a great game, but maybe his options trades will be a little bit better today. We will see, but excited for that. With that, Spencer, let's go ahead and roll the intro and get the show going.
Where is our new intro?
This is Benzinga Live. Spencer Israel and producer AB.
What's up, everybody? How we doing?
Someone told me buy high, sell higher.
Call somebody, because Robinhood's in trouble, okay?
Let's get Matt Hammond on the show to talk some IPOs. Jake Ujasnik from Trend Spider.
We have a breaking news.
Hey, we're back. Look at that.
So, Spencer, we have two big headlines from two of the biggest tech companies in the United States. That is Apple and Netflix. Let's go ahead and start with Apple. So you guys have probably seen by now that Apple announced yesterday, gave us a little bit more color on their plans for an Apple car. I believe Tim Cook, CEO, said it's not a matter of when, or not a matter of if, but when. So they're making their internal timeline. I think by 2024, they hope to have a fully electric Apple car on the roads.
Yeah, here, look at all of these. Oh, I have to. My screen share is being buggy again. Look at all these headlines we have from Apple yesterday, or in the last 24 hours. Boom. This is from Benzinga Pro. Look at all these headlines. Thank you, Trade Money. There's so much Apple stuff going on, and it really all comes down to the car. Right? If you've been following the story, you know that the Apple car, codenamed Project Titan, has been in the works for like a while, but they don't talk about it. They almost never talk about it. And yesterday they did something that they never do. They actually talked about it. And they said, 2025, I think is what they said, right? 4 years?
2024, 2025. Yeah. 2025, and I think.
For what? For a fully autonomous electric vehicle. That doesn't even exist yet. We don't even have that. That's crazy.
Is there a cooler name for a corporate project than Project Titan?
No, probably not. Yeah, the Manhattan Project. Well, that wasn't
not corporate.
You're right. That was governmental.
It's also not cooler than Project Titan.
I mean, we could debate about that. Project Titan's a pretty cool codename. They put the guy in charge of the Apple Watch in charge of Project Titan. So
wait. The guy that's in charge of the Apple Watch is going to go from a watch to a car?
He already has.
I mean, wow. Talk about
I mean, here I've got my watch right here. Let me just
talk about career development. Yeah, and so I've been talking about the Apple trade all week. We've been waiting for this breakout that we're seeing. Obviously, this breakout is aided by the Project Titan news, but I like the Apple trade before even the Project Titan, just for the holiday catalyst. And I think, you know, when we have a situation like this where there are supply chain issues and all this going into holiday season, when people will be shopping on Black Friday, to me, Spencer, that's an opportunity for the companies that are the furthest ahead, to get even further ahead, right? I trust Apple's ability to have products, to have those supply chain issues kind of figured out more so than maybe some companies that aren't as developed as Apple is. So we saw this on the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, that the airlines that were in better positions, did a lot better than the other airlines at the time. So I see something similar coming with Apple through the holiday season. The question is that already priced in? Is a great holiday season for Apple already priced in at the current all-time highs for the stock price? So we're seeing it at 160 right now.
I don't think so. Can I tell you why I don't think that?
Okay.
Because Apple already came out and tried to lower expectations. They came out and there was their last earnings report. No, actually, you can see it on the chart. I'm pretty sure all of that. And yeah, it was early September is when they said, hey, like, just FYI, everyone, this chip shortage is really going to affect us. We're not going to be able to ship as many iPhones as we thought. And they reiterated that on their earnings call about a month ago. And they already tried to lower the bar. And so even though we're at all-time highs here, I don't think the market is fully appreciative of a potentially strong holiday season. I think the move we've seen in the last couple of days can be traced to a couple of reasons. It can be traced to the Apple car. It can be traced to like just technicals, right? We broke out over the all-time high of 157, right? We broke above that. But I don't think the market appreciates what a potentially good holiday season would do for Apple.
Got it. So essentially, you're saying that a really good holiday season could come as a surprise for investors. I don't know. We'll see.
Wait, what do you think about Christian's comment here? They shouldn't call it Project Titan. They should call it Carpool.
Apple. Capple.
What about the iCar? Is that too cliche? Is the iCar too cliche? Is that too on brand?
I don't know.
I mean, we have the iPod, the iPhone, the iPad, the iMac. Is this what is this? Apple Watch or iWatch? I don't know what it's called. Whatever.
It's Apple Watch.
Thank you,
That's
Rohan.
the one that's like off-brand.
What, the iWatch is off-brand?
Well, no, everything else is this, and then Apple Watch, when they launched it, everyone thought it was going to be iWatch, and they're like, nope, it's the Apple Watch.
Oh, thanks, Rohan, Mr. Know-It-All in the background. I appreciate that. Apple Mobile, Shelly says. That's like that's 2005, I'm afraid. Apple Mobile. Any tech questions we'll save him for Rohan. He knows all. What else was I going to say about Apple? Oh, yeah. At this point, it's not really a question of like of Apple. It's really the true game in town is trying to figure out who they're going to partner with, right? Because they have to partner with someone to make this car. Is it going to be like a Volkswagen? Is it going to be like I don't know, a Mercedes? So they're going to have to partner with an automaker. And I bet you if you look at the chart of Volkswagen, and they do trade in the US, the ticker is
VWAGgy.
No, you wish. VLKAY or AF. It's not very active, but it does trade over the counter. And my
what do I
chart is not even.
I have VWAGgy. Is that not Volkswagen?
No, that also is. There's more. There's like 5 tickers. So okay, yeah, VWAGgy worked for me. Okay, you actually see like a random gap up yesterday. This is a daily chart. Again, not a very actively traded stock in the US. But
yeah, someone in the chat was saying REE Automotive, REE, was a rumored potential partner. Wow, REE's actually spiking up right now. I wonder if
it's definitely why. That's 100% it.
We'll have to get REE on the show. I think I'm gonna make that happen sometime next week or the week after, and we'll just ask them point blank, hey, have there been any discussions with Apple? And we'll get to the bottom of it for you guys, chat. So yeah, let us know. We're talking about the title for today's show is "Will the Apple Car be a problem for Elon Musk?"
Yeah.
Some other people in the chat. Who was it? Someone said something about Polestar. Tiger Woods, actually. Tiger, hope your recovery is going well. Tiger says that he thinks Polestar will be a problem for Elon Musk in 10 years.
What is that ticker again? I'm sorry. It's GG something. GGPI.
GGPI, yeah. But doesn't Volkswagen own part of Polestar?
Man, I can't keep these automakers straight. They all have investments in everything. I don't know.
A Polestar is actually the first electric vehicle that I've ever driven.
You drove this?
Yeah.
At Benzinga?
Yeah.
With Sandy?
No.
With me
With Rohan
and Aaron.
We went to Belle Isle.
We got a clip of it somewhere.
Is it public somewhere?
The clip?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or is it just buried in Rohan's hard drive?
It might.
I actually don't know if AB made the cut on that video.
I was kind of scared. Rohan and Aaron are crazy drivers.
Crazy good drivers.
Crazy good drivers.
Wait, Happy says Volvo owns Polestar. It's a different Volvo. There's two Volvos. The Volvo that we all know.
No, yeah, that's right. Volvo, not Volkswagen.
Hey, boys.
No, but it's a different Volvo, is what I'm saying. It's not the Volvo car automaker. What's up, Ron?
Once you're done with Volvo, let me know. We have Anthony who's ready to come on. So whenever you want to bring him on, just.
Oh yeah, I didn't even mention that. We have a guest in office. I should have mentioned that. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Wait, so no, Spencer, you're saying that the Volvo that owns Polestar is not the car maker Volvo?
They don't own it. They invested in it, and yes, that's what I'm saying. There's two car companies called Volvo. It's confusing.
But the Volvo car maker is the one that's invested in Polestar. It's got to be, right?
They're both. I'm saying there's two car makers called Volvo. It's not the one that you and I have heard of.
Are you sure? Someone fact check this.
I went through this like 2 nights ago. I was trying to figure out the difference.
All right, we'll figure it out. Yeah. Okay. Come on. There's no way. All right. Either way.
Wait. Then wait. What am I thinking of then? Hold on.
One is owned by Geely.
The chat's saying I'm wrong, but I swear I went through this like 2 nights ago.
I don't know. You must have done some bad research.
It was very confusing.
So Spencer, the other headline out of major tech companies.
Whatever. Fine.
We'll figure this out.
You all win. Whatever. I'm giving up. Whatever. Sorry.
We were going to talk about the Netflix news. So Netflix recently announced that it was going to start releasing the data of its most watched shows. Can we go ahead and get that list pulled up, Spencer?
Yeah, I don't quite know when they started. I think they're updating it every week though. So this is, I think, like every Monday.
So for like you and I, Spencer, grew up more so in the TV era as opposed to the streaming era, and we're used to getting Nielsen ratings for shows, seeing how many households in the US essentially watch certain shows or sporting events, whatever it is, and that data was really important because that's what advertisers would use to determine where they would spend their money for commercials, right? What's absent from Netflix? Advertising. So Netflix really had no reason to ever disclose this data as far as which shows are the most watched, how many hours people are watching these shows. Really, they had no obligation to, and Netflix was famously kind of hush-hush about a lot of their data of viewers for a very long time, and that's ending because Netflix is essentially saying a lot of this data is just too good not to show, right? And so they're basically saying to other streaming services, hey, look at how many hours our top show had watched. Why don't you guys release yours? Hulu, why don't you release your top watch? Because they know that they're so far ahead of the competition that they're basically throwing this out there as kind of a flex, saying, hey, there's no reason for us to do this, right? We're not selling money to advertisers or anything. We're just showing how far ahead of the curve we are. And they're also kind of doing this in a way, I think, Spencer, to really on their own terms try to set an industry standard, because obviously it'll look bad for other streaming services, whether that be Hulu, whether that be Amazon, to not match Netflix's transparency They're saying, hey, we're transparent. Why aren't you Amazon? Why aren't you Hulu?
Well, I think yes, you're right about the transparency, but I think they also just recently changed the metric, didn't they? They never used to release hours watched. They used to. I thought it was a different metric. They used to like every so often. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I thought they recently just changed it. They're like, yeah, we're going to focus on hours watched now. Regardless, it is a flex. Have you seen any of these movies or shows? Oh no, I guess these are just movies. And as a reminder, this data is 5 days, is from last week, so we'll get new data this next week.
Wait, do they have it for? Okay, so in that top bar it says films. Go to shows real quick. I haven't seen any of these movies. I don't think.
I haven't been here. Oh, what? All right, so this is English language TV shows from last week.
So this is how it's English language. I was gonna say this is how short our attention span is. That
Wait,
Squid Game's already out of.
You want to go non-English? Here. Yeah, Squid Games is
already gone. It's like gone and past. That's how short our attention span.
Oh wait, that's
is.
films. That's films. No, it's not. This is TV, non-English. There we go.
Okay, there we go. I was gonna say there's no way Squid Game isn't on here in some
9 weeks in the top 10. I still haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Squid Game?
No, it's on my list.
Shelly's saying I would like Arcane.
Yeah, that was on. What was that? Was that movies? Or where did I see that? Was that films? Was that English films? Or was that no? It was.
She said it's about League of Legends.
Yeah, right there. Season 1 of Arcane. Okay. Buying stock in Arcane, selling Squid Game because this is a topping event. I think it's been out for. Do you watch the show Big Mouth?
That's Nick Kroll's show,
Yeah,
right? No,
pretty good show.
I've seen some episodes. I haven't seen it.
All right, I just started watching season 5 last night. So
there you go.
Good stuff. Anyway,
and wow, look at you. You has 3 seasons or 3 seasons in the top 10. So 30% of the most watched TV shows on Netflix the past week were all you. Yeah, what was the comedy Joel liked?
I have no idea. He mentioned it, and I didn't hear what he said like 3 times, and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna ask him about this. But, we're gonna come back to this. I think this could be a recurring segment on the show, right? Most watched movies and TV shows on Netflix.
Yeah, and like I said, we'll see if other streaming platforms kind of follow in tune. But yeah, really, to me, that's the biggest takeaway from this is Netflix is essentially just flexing their big muscles, saying, "Hey, look at me. I'm so much further ahead than all you competitors. Catch me if you can. Ha ha ha." So right, there's no, there was no reason for Netflix to do this other than that, in my mind.
Yeah, balls in your court, Apple, Hulu, HBO. Come on, HBO.
Oh, it was Ted Lasso was the one.
No,
about.
There was another one. There was some comedian. It was really obscure though, and I don't remember it, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. So, by the way, AB, do you know this that there's a fruit fly like infestation in this office?
No,
you didn't know that?
They don't bother me.
They don't bother you?
No.
There's one flying around me right now.
I'm a man of bugs.
You didn't really?
I live among the bugs.
No, I swear there's a fruit fly infestation in this office. Okay, we have to bring on our first guest. I forgot to mention this at the top. He's in office, in studio right now. Anthony, what's up, man? He's the CEO of Stonks Trading. Let's bring Anthony on here. He's going to have to replace... Oh, you're giving him a microphone? How's this going to work, Rohan?
He can come sit up in my spot or Spencer's spot.
Should he just stand awkwardly between us? I can do that. You can do that. Rohan's testing a new microphone. Wait, we're just gonna. He's gonna say, okay, cool. Come on up, man.
What's up, guys?
Wait, I don't know if the mic is on, Rohan. Okay, just awkwardly. Yes, this is gonna work.
This is gonna work.
If you can hear Anthony, put a 1 in the chat because I don't know if I can't hear him.
What's going on, Zingernation?
What's up?
What's up? What's up, Zingernation?
Hey, look at that. We hear him again.
What's going on?
This is going great.
Good, man. How you doing? Good, nice and cuddly.
Yes, super cozy. Here, you can go back and forth between our mics. All right. I think we've had you on before. Tell us about Stonks Trading, though, for the newer listeners.
Should I just go this mic?
Yeah.
Sure. Should I scoot over a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. We'll
go both
both ways. Nice. Oh, this works. Zingernation, what's up? Yeah, thanks for having me back.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Stonks Trading. I promised Luke last time I was on the call that the app would be done on the 16th, and it is. It's done.
Okay.
Yeah. So doing a few more technical tweaks before we launch it to the public, but it has been approved by the App Store, and we are ready to go. So
which app store?
iOS. Android's coming. Android's coming. We're bootstrapping it. So we're using our money wisely. So iOS, that's like 70% of our users at the moment. So we had to go with that first. But Stonks Trading, use your own trading platform. We're trying to give 500,000 people 5 shares of our company.
Wait, you're giving away shares of the company?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Why are you both using use his mic? He's go over there.
Oh, there we go.
Even
Look at that. Look at that. There we go.
There we go. That's better.
Yeah, we're giving shares of the company away.
How does one get shares of your company?
Go on trystonks.com.
Try Stonks is here. Let's do it right now.
Trystonks.com. Join the wait list.
Let's do this right now on screen. Where I want to go.
Yeah, Zingernation. If you're in front of your, you are in front of your.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Not
It could be on the phone.
You could be watching on the TV.
How do I get some? Trystonks.com.
Okay, here. I'm there. I'm at trystonks.com.
Someone said do a backflip. I haven't done a backflip in forever.
Now what do I join the wait list?
Join the wait list. That's it.
Okay, join the wait list. We're doing this right now. Okay. Choose plan.
Yep.
That's the plan?
Nope. Other one.
That's
Free.
the one. Wait, explain this though. Hold on. So $20 a month.
Yeah, so that's our ambassador program.
What does that get you?
So this is so we have 15,000 people on the wait list.
Oh,
and we do a live AMA every week. And about 3 months ago, people were like, "Hey, how can I just get in early?" And so we started an ambassador program where people refer people, get $5 a month for referring, and then low margin, no technology fee increases. So like once you're an OG, you're an OG. So
$20 a month gets me. I guess without that, what am I not getting?
So the idea for this was originally for the original people on the list.
Yeah.
And so as we add crypto, like we're launching a crypto exchange hopefully in Q1.
Okay.
As we launch our neobank in Q1 and the trading.
You guys are doing a neobank?
Bro, we are building
that seems like a gigantic pain in the ass.
We are building a super app for our users.
Banking is hard, man.
It is hard, but it's fun.
Okay. So so wait,
so like a Chime.
It sounds like you want to compete with like SoFi.
Want to compete with SoFi. I mean, we really want to compete with Robinhood and Chime and Coinbase. It's kind of our kind of our
okay
bread and butter right there.
Fair.
So
so wait, back to my I'm on a different screen now. So let's go to the screen that I got directed to, which is this guy. Okay, so now I'm here and I'm gonna go do choose plan.
Yep. So wait list, as you guys can see on the screen. 5 free shares. Put your email address in.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my personal work email address.
There you go.
I'm accepting these terms. For all I know, the terms and conditions say that I just gave away naming rights to my firstborn, but
you could have.
Whatever.
You could have, but I promise you, it's
okay.
not. Yeah. So all we ask is for your first name, last name, email address. This theoretically is the same.
Choose a strong password. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna go with my.
It's the same email address that you may or may not use for when the app launches, and then we'll just map the shares to your profile once the app is live.
Okay, so now I have access.
That's it. Now you're on the wait list for those 5 shares.
That was easy.
Yeah,
I didn't even have to do anything. I mean, I took 2 seconds.
I mean, hopefully you download the app when it's ready.
You said it's ready.
Oh, no, it is ready, but we have a few things that we need to do with.
Okay.
Like the data feed and whatnot.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Shelly's asking the most relevant question. What do you do with my data?
So our partner, so we're not a broker dealer. So I think I need to throw that out there. Alpaca, which is a good partner of you guys, I believe.
Alpaca, yes.
Alpaca Markets is our broker dealer. And so we I think what Shelly's asking is we don't sell your data. So there is we have a lot of security measures actually to make sure that your data never gets sold. But we have to do KYC, obviously, for the broker dealer. But besides that, it's in a nice database that only a couple people have access to, but we'll never sell that data. And so we're revising our privacy statement at the moment to explicitly state that.
Okay.
But yeah, the data is never going to be sold to hedge funds or anything.
What kind of fees are we talking about here? Ismail wants to know.
Yeah, so fees, something we need to clear up. Alpaca is, they're a broker dealer, so they do make money on payment for order flow. The reason why we chose Alpaca, as you guys know, probably here at Benzinga, they operate their payment for order flow quite differently than the other brokerages, and they go best offer. And so there's some brokerages, not to name names, that like to sell 80% of their payment for order flow to one hedge fund or clearing firm, but Alpaca has several that they use. And so fees, no commission trading. Obviously, there's two ways to make money as a trading company: payment for order flow or brokerage fees. So commission-free trading is number one. 3.75% for margin, so one of the lowest, which is quite nice, and there's no threshold on that. All of our accounts are margin enabled, and something that you'll see in the app when you download it. We kind of took a page out of Truebill. Truebill allows you to choose your own pricing for the app, and so we're actually doing that. So you can have a free app, or you can pay up to $20 a month for.
Didn't Aspiration also do that?
They did. Yeah. And so we're trying to put.
Yeah, but does it work though? If you tell people like pay what you want, they don't pay anything.
Shareholders of a company might pay a little bit.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
But again, we want to be very, very focused on our users, and so trying to give the best experience possible. The app will start at $1, so it won't be free.
Okay,
but it will start at $1, cover our API fees. But
chat's asking questions outside the U.S. availability.
Coming soon. So Alpaca does allow us to open accounts in the UK and in Australia, I believe. Australia, UK for sure. Australia, I believe, is coming. So global trading coming soon to people outside of the United States.
After hours, pre-market.
After hours, we're working on that with NASDAQ, our partner for data.
Okay.
But yeah, aftermarket, pre-market, we're trying to compete with Webull on that. So I think Webull starts markets at 4:30.
Yeah,
I believe
that sounds right.
Yeah, 4:30 to 8 or something like that. We're trying to be there. We're going to match Robinhood for the first couple months. So limited aftermarket.
Robinhood's at 9, I think.
Yeah, sounds
okay.
right. Yeah, so but there will be.
This is guys. This guy is building his own trading app, like as we speak.
Literally right now.
Right.
I wish I could show it to you. Is there a way that I can cast my screen?
I don't know, Rohan. Can we do a screencast, Rohan?
I'm not sure.
No worries if we can't.
I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be dope though.
Well, what you can do is you can like literally bring your phone in front of the camera. Just
I guess I could.
That'd be.
I can zoom in the ceiling camera on his phone.
I just want to show you guys what happens when a trade is executed.
Here, yeah, Rohan, why don't you do that? Why don't you zoom in the ceiling cam and we can just.
I will do that.
It's gonna be this may not work, but we'll find out. Old man Shimp, we're trying.
Let's try it. I want to show you guys when we execute a trade, a rocket ship hits a moon. And so we're sending our trades to the moon.
Okay.
Yeah. So
all right. I think
you guys want to zoom in?
Yeah. So
Canada does matter.
All right.
Oh, here we go.
Turn the phone around. There we go. Okay. We're way zoomed in. This is cool.
Zingernation crushing it right now. I'm getting a ton of. You guys are joining the wait list, getting those 5 free shares. My phone won't stop beeping. Okay. Yeah. You want to zoom in?
Yeah.
See if I can put it.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay. So yes.
So this is Virgin Galactic. I like the billionaire space race. I think I talked about Virgin Galactic last time I was on. Yeah.
Okay. So you got your code that you have to enter, right?
No. So this is
so
this is purchasing Virgin Galactic.
Okay.
So right now we can buy and short.
Okay.
Options are coming in Q1. And so let's go ahead and we, of course, fractional shares are available as well. Review the trade. So that's me buying one.
Okay.
And then my absolute favorite part. Let's go. Boom. Oh man, what's going on there? That light's coming. All right, let's try it. Try it with this hand.
Angle it down a little bit.
That way? That way.
A little up, little up.
Yeah,
right there. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Hold it in that position.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
Boom. Rocket ship. The moon's going to come down and meet it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And then explodes. So
that's awesome. Here, you get an air horn for that.
Yeah. So a nice little touch. It's kind of like the confetti that we all got used to with Robinhood.
Yeah, but then they got rid of it because it was too gamified, which I actually kind of agree with.
It is too gamified,
yeah.
but we're sending our stuff to the moon, bro.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're sending all our trades to the moon for sure.
This is so interesting. It's almost like the chance to start using Robinhood 6 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Is sort of the equivalent here.
The difference is we truly mean we want to bring our users along for the ride, which is why we're giving 25% of the company away to our user base.
That's a lot of the
It's a
company.
lot. It's 500,000 people.
Wait, is there a desktop app? Probably not yet.
No,
right?
not yet. It's coming.
Yeah,
So we're mobble
yeah.
first. Then we have to go into Android after that because we have quite a bit of Android users. And then we'll go desktop.
Cool.
Yeah. So kind of how the roadmap looks at the moment. We are going to launch a token also, but I guess you guys are the first ones I'm telling besides my team. We're going to come out with
Everyone's
a token.
doing token. We're doing a token. He's doing a token. Everyone's doing
I got
a
Zing
token. these days.
tokens. I got Zing tokens. So how the roadmap looks, trading platform, then we have Android coming, and then we're filing with FinCEN right now and then MSB.
Real fast, Jason Raznick, do you want to say hello? Do you want to say hello, Jason?
What's FinCEN?
Jason Raznick, you want to say hello?
Hello.
Raz, what's up, man?
We're filing an MSB FinCEN. Tell us what that is.
So we're filing to be a money services business. We have to file with FinCEN. They regulate the financial crimes here in the United States because we are trying to launch our own exchange in Q1. And so our own crypto exchange, that is. And so
Is it easy to start your own crypto exchange?
if you want to stay on the good side of the SEC, there's some paperwork, but talked with our lawyers several hours this week and said it's possible. And we're going to start that process here in Q4 into Q1.
And I bet you have your own unique variation on a crypto exchange since there's already ones out there, right?
We do have a unique variation. I can't get into too much details right now. However, one of the unique features that
You can't get into the details now because you don't know the details, or you just don't want to give them out.
I don't want to give them out. I know the details. At least I know
Okay.
80% of the details. Let me
Okay,
be
that's
clear.
fair.
Yeah, let me be clear. 80% of details, 20%. It probably will change since then or until we get there. But
Yep.
yep.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
So we're trying to create a super app for our retail traders. So trading the equities, neo banking on our platform, and then getting access to the to a
That's
crypto
awesome.
exchange. as
What were
well.
you doing, Spencer? You may have already asked this. I have one last question. I'll let you guys go back at it. But what were you doing before? What's wrong, Spencer?
Anthony is thinking the real questions are being asked now that you're on.
Oh.
I guess I wasn't asking any real questions, Anthony. Sorry.
Wait, what were you doing before this? Like, I don't know. How old are you? What were you doing before this?
Yeah, so I'm 31. I owned a revenue operations agency in Portland that I sold 2 years ago.
Guys, come on. He said a revenue operations agency.
Yeah.
Like, factoring, accounts receivable. Like, what the
All
heck?
right. So
Credit card processing. Like, that can mean so much.
all right, well, let's get into it then. So
Give me the cliff notes.
Yeah, Cliff Notes. A SaaS company, a software company, raises a round of funding. They don't know how to sell their product because usually it's engineers that will find the company, right? And so what they will do is they'll contract an agency like mine, will implement marketing, sales development, account executive work, so sales work, and then fractional revenue, chief revenue officers to build their revenue ops team and get them from $0 in revenue. And our sweet spot was 0 to 5 million in ARR.
So you guys were like to help grow sales for companies.
Yep, exactly. So at our peak, we had helped about 175 SaaS companies in San Francisco and New York.
And then someone
grow
bought
their-
you out.
I sold my shares to my founders or my other founders.
How many people work at that company?
Currently, well, when I sold, there was 55 employees in Portland. Yeah, so we had a building, and if you guys know Southeast Division in Portland,
And you were always into trading.
always. So since I was in college, actually, Tasty Trade kind of got me started on trading, like almost all millennials in college. YouTube videos, and been trading for about, I don't know, 12, 13 years. And so I was working on another SaaS product when Robinhood and all the other brokerages,
Webull, Public.
Webull, all of them shut down trading to the retail traders, and so decided to
What do you mean?
Launch bound.
Shut down retail.
well, when you couldn't buy GameStop for like
Well, they
the 48
didn't-
hours,
they
they didn't
they didn't
they
shut it
didn't
down.
but that's what everyone thinks.
But even if they think of it, it's not a fact. Then you can't spread the fake news.
No, it's not fake news, but
Wait,
but
tell
we
me how.
educate people on what actually happened.
Apex shut down
Yep.
things.
Yep.
Trade Zero, you could still trade.
Yep.
And
Alpaca you could still trade,
yeah,
which is why we
Alpaca.
partnered with Alpaca.
Yeah,
Yep.
Alpaca. My friend started Hitachi.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know Hitachi? Have you met him?
No, but I talked with David.
He's been
the other day.
I don't know David, but he's in all our fintech awards.
Oh,
That's
nice.
sweet. That's sweet. So that no, you're right. You're right on that. So
So I saw a marketing problem in January.
got it.
Yeah.
Got it. So and that's why you're saying, to his point, that's why he was saying with the 25%, he's going to build with people versus like going to get. I like it. I like it. Do you guys see him? He's growing another mustache. What do you guys think?
I was Ted Lasso for Halloween.
Press 1 if you like his mustache. 2 if you don't.
I'll grow it out for the Zingernation if you guys like it.
Yeah, press 1 if you like it, and 2 if you don't. Okay, I would like to know. And then, how close can you and I talk to Spencer's ears? Like
headphones, so
like her neck. Like, isn't this great? Like, you guys, can we get a picture? Like, we get a photo. Like, we get a photo here. Rohan, get us a photo. Come on, look at this. Look at this. This is hot. And I just got off the airplane too, guys. I was in Toronto. I just got off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, where have you been?
I was in Toronto, and then before that, Palm Springs for the Ernst & Young. So now I'm in Toronto. And guess where I'm going Sunday?
Where you going?
Wait, do you guys know? Guys, this is Spencer Israel 101. On his computer, he has a piece of Scotch tape over the video camera. How funny is that?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I got a
love
little
it.
slider for you. If
Yeah,
you want
give
it.
him the slider.
Yeah.
I'm surprising my 12-year-old. Her dream has always been to go to Los Angeles. Okay, don't know why. I think she thinks that you walk in there. She sent me like some pictures of things. She's like, yeah, if we go there ever, we have to go to Santa Monica.
Okay,
because
the
that's
pier.
where. I don't know if she understands this. She goes, that's where all the celebrities hang out. Like they're all so like, I don't know. I'm gonna like, I don't know who I'm gonna pretend to get a celebrity, but like if you know a celebrity in LA, I will give you a very nice token, a Zing coin, $500. I don't know what it is, whatever it takes. But guess what, guys? Here's the prize. If you watch the American Music Awards Sunday night,
Yep.
I'm not announcing an award, but I may be right up there up front with her Sunday night. So I do not know. The other guys do the same thing too. So Spencer's head's gonna fall off, swivel low. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna let you guys go back at it. Spencer, thanks for coming on. Nice seeing you. And guys, I did buy a stock recently. I'll come on Monday and tell you about it.
All right.
Nice.
Look, he's alive.
Yes. Yes.
We have a sighting, a Jason Rasnick sighting.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. My neck is exhausted. My head hurts. All right. And just before we wrap it up here, just like what's the next big thing that we're waiting for?
Yeah. So the big thing. So we're gonna be in New York next week. The NASDAQ's featuring us on their Times Square billboard, which will be awesome from a promotion standpoint. And then from a development standpoint, the Android app coming, trying by the end of the year, maybe first couple of weeks of the new year, and then we're going to move into developing the crypto exchange and the banking platform as well.
Anthony Hughes, get Stonks.
Let's go.
Thanks for coming on today.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, AB is coming. Come back to me, please. Come back to me. I'm sure that was enjoyable for you because you just got to sit there and do nothing.
I was pushed off to the side.
I
but
know.
It's okay.
I wish that hadn't happened, but we didn't plan that very well, so it's okay. All right, smash the like for Anthony, smash the like for J Raz. We had a Raznick sighting. This is the first time he's been in the office in a hot second, so it's fun to see him. I see our next guest here lurking. We'll bring him on in a couple minutes here. Tony Benson. Luke is also here. Steve, I don't know if he can come on today, but Luke is here. It's exciting. It's a big day for us here at the office, and we're hosting a couple parties here in the next week. We have a Thanksgiving Day parade watch party on Thursday. Very exciting. Okay. What else was on our list to talk about, man?
Well, we were talking about Apple earlier. It looks like Apple's breaking out a little bit further. We got above that $160 level. So I'm watching Apple right now. Who knows if this breakout will continue, but definitely a lot of strength behind the stock right now. Spencer, another thing that we've talked about a little bit before on the show is kind of the quote unquote healthy food trade. So Tattooed Chef, I'm seeing up a couple percent today. This is one that's on my radar. The stock's been beaten down. We have all-time highs on Tattoo Chef of $24, or actually, no, sorry, $26, but we got up to $24 at the beginning of September, came all the way down to around 15. So the stock dropped nearly 50%, and now it's coming back up. So I'm watching Tattooed Chef. You know, I know you shop at Costco, you see the products there. Any thoughts
Wait,
on?
do you? I actually don't know if
No,
I've seen them.
Oh, I've seen them at Sam's Club, so I assume they were at
No, I don't know if
Costco
I don't
as
know if
well.
I've
Maybe
seen
they're
them.
not at Costco.
I also
but
haven't been to Costco like a month or more. But and yeah, we talked about it. Their products are not. A couple of them are pretty good.
Right. Yeah. I think only tried one product from Tattooed Chef, but I did enjoy it. Thought it was pretty good. So I think as we see that industry grow, that Tattooed Chef might have a little bit of a head start compared to other companies.
Yeah, look at this chart though; it's hideous. You know.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's on my radar right now, is because it got so beaten down that it got to a point where I think investors started coming in and said, hey, this is a good price for this company. And now if we can see some momentum, I would like to see us come back up to that $25 level, but I'm not sure. I mean, we'll see. We might still be early in this, in like the vegan trade.
The only thing you can really say is just support it at 16, right? That's all you can really say about it.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of support, we were talking yesterday about Baba. I said I would buy it at
did you?
140, 139. We're getting close to there.
What do you mean? We're at 140.
Yeah, but so the real support that we bounced off of last time.
Yeah.
Can we get that low?
Wait. From you're talking about 138.43.
130. Yeah, like that's the level where so I can get it now, knowing that we might go down another $1.50. But I want to wait till we get there to see, are we gonna bounce off there, or could we blow through and see even more weakness? So that's what I'm waiting for, Spencer. I'm waiting till we get to that point. Only two options. We'll either bounce off there or continue to move lower. And if we bounce off there, then I'm going to be buying for sure. If we continue to move lower, then
why not just buy it now, and then you know if you break below 138, whatever, you can just sell at a loss. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's an option. But if I want to put an options trade on it, I want to be sure of it before I place the option, that we have some momentum coming back up, that we see that bounce that I'm looking for right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we talked about it yesterday, but if we do go through that 138 level, we've got some more support around 132. If we break through that one, then all the way down to around 87. So I'm definitely hanging out on the sidelines right now, but this is like the top stock on my watch list currently.
Damn, trying to buy the dip, BTFD and Alibaba. More power to you, man. It's a tough looking chart, tough looking year for Alibaba. When was the all-time high? Oh, almost a year ago. October 26th.
Yeah.
48 weeks ago. 49 weeks ago.
You know, Mr. Warren Buffett, Spencer, you may have heard about him. He said to buy when others are fearful and sell when others are greedy. So, you know, the way I see this is a lot of people are afraid of Baba. I'm not. I like it once we get, like I said, we'll wait till we get to that level. I'll know my move once that happens.
Okie dokie. Let's bring on our next guest today, Tony Benson. Patterns in a flash. I wonder if you can see a pattern for us in the Bobster. Let's get him on the show. Tony, what's up, man?
Hey, Spencer, how you doing?
Doing well. How's your week going?
Pretty good. How about you?
Pretty good. Can go ahead and share your screen for us? We can look at some charts. But is Alibaba one on your radar, or not really?
Not right now. I know it was. Let me get rid of that real quick.
Aaron, I didn't know you were a value investor.
Why? Because I'm quoting Warren Buffett.
And also Alibaba is a value stock now because it's so low. I don't know. Maybe. Trade Money says it's not Alibaba, it's China. Yes, obviously, but you can look at JD, and JD's in an uptrend, so it's not all China. Just Alibaba. So anyway, okay, we got some charts up on the screen. I see them. Whoa. Okay. What is this now? This is okay.
I thought you want to look at Baba. You want to look at Baba?
Yeah, let's look at Baba.
Let's look at Baba. Do some analysis on Baba. BABA. Let's get wild and crazy, right? Well, there's the old support lines there. The next level is about 130 if it drops. Where's it at today?
It's right at that 140 level right now. The last time we bounced, it got a little bit lower, around 139, 138.63, I think exactly. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now, is seeing will that the level that we bounced off of last time, will that act as a support this time around? Because like, yeah, the way where you had those lines drawn up were at previous support levels, which we can certainly drop to. But I'm waiting to see if maybe we can't get a bounce off the same level we did last time.
Right there, about 140.
Yep.
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of support there. It's not super strong, so if there were a lot more hits on it, and obviously that's what you're looking for, right? With a support level, is the more hits and the more time it's been there, the better the support level. So
right,
not a whole lot right there, about 144. So it's I wouldn't get super excited about it myself, but that's me. So.
What does get you excited right now?
Good question. Let's go see. I've got quite a few. Let me just bring up these charts. The Omega charts is always easier. I've used this for 20 years, so I'm a lot more familiar with it than the others. But Alcoa is one that is still in a head and shoulders pattern, which we've seen for a couple of weeks. So, and I love the looks of this. We've got two left shoulders, a big head, and then a right shoulder. It's got another right shoulder form since we first saw it. So the neckline there is about 45.60. So if it breaks there, we're looking at the potential for a drop to about 30.35. So this is about as beautiful and about as textbook as it gets when it comes to a head and shoulders. As you know, is my favorite pattern, right? We talked about that it was 2 weeks ago, I guess.
We did. Yep. The head and shoulders.
Yeah.
The shampoo pattern.
Dude. Yes, exactly. Rinse and repeat. That's the beauty of patterns. They're consistent and they always stay the same. No matter what the companies do, no matter what else happens, patterns are always going to be the same. So that's the beauty of them. But
so all right, so we've got to set up. So I'm sorry, that was Alcoa. We've got to set up there. What is this now? This is ABEV?
Yeah, AbbVie. It's a drug company. I can't remember exactly what they do. There's something I think it's a biopharma or pharmaceutical.
Oh, that's it. Wait a minute. That's ABBV. I misread that. That's AbbVie. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Nice little flag pattern. So we're looking for this to break to the upside if it takes off. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go over. I have all these in my toss. Let me get that up. It'll be easier. Then we can see what's happening right now. ABBV, where'd it go? How come this thing is not linked? What is going on here? Bear with me just a sec. I don't know why this thing's not linked. I don't know what's going on. It was working just a little bit ago.
Come on, charts.
Yeah,
it's been a weird technology week. We've been having some technology issues on our end as well. It's been a weird technology week.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. That is really super weird.
The Thinkorswim tech team is in Ann Arbor. You want us to head over there and knock on some doors?
Yeah, I'll just stick with this then. If that's going to be a problem, I'm not going to worry about that if we can't get it to work. So, because I know there's a couple of ones on here that were looking really good. A couple of them are already broken out, but ABBV just looking for it to continue this move. Except we got that headwind there at 119, which may be a problem. So we'll see if it breaks above there. And obviously, it's the earning news that popped it and made that flagpole. So you're all familiar with flags, right?
Yep. Okay. Well, explain. I mean, maybe, but explain it to the people that aren't.
Those that may not be. Okay. That's what I was curious of. So basically, it's like a flagpole, right? The pennant's the same thing. Flags and pennants are very similar. You got a huge move to the upside, huge momentum. And then basically it's just a resting period that forms in a little like a flag or a pennant type of pattern. And essentially it's just the stock taking a break, just taking a breather. It's almost like, and I use this all the time with my students, and I know it sounds a little goofy. I don't know if I've ever said it here, but if I sprinted up a hill and this was a hill and I sprinted as fast as I could, I'm going to have to catch my breath. And I know it's kind of a weird correlation, but in my mind, for some reason, it's weird and it works for me. If I see a stock move like this, it's probably going to take a breath before it keeps going. And that's essentially what this pattern is we've got a giant move, lots of momentum. The bulls are tired. They need a break. They catch their breath. And then once it breaks out to the upside, if it breaks out to the upside, then we're looking for a move further north. And typically, like a lot of patterns, we can get what's called a measured move or the expected move. Let me try to move this down here. Man, there's crazy tech issues going on. There we go. I think we got it. So if you measure from the start of the flagpole up to the very peak where it first stops, whatever that amount is typically about what you expect it to move if it breaks to the upside and goes north. And so what we're looking for on ABBV as far as a move, if it breaks up, is for it to run up to, I mean, the measured move takes it to 128. But as you know, I always put a trading plan on and look at what are the other potentials, and do I really want to get that greedy and look for a whole $9? If it runs up to 125, I'd start scaling out of my position. But if it breaks above this line, I would get into some. Oops. I get into a small position right there about 118.18 if it breaks up. And then if it continues, I'd look at adding to it right there about 119. And the only thing that makes me nervous about this is the fact that we've got a pretty significant resistance right there. So identify the pattern, draw it, analyze it, create the plan, and then just be careful and watch out for this point. But if it does break out of that, then it's probably going to continue north quite a ways.
All right. So scaling into a position and scaling out if it got to 125, you said.
Yeah.
Everything is if then related. All right. Let's do a couple more from your list, and then we have some tickers from the chat they're asking for. It. So, but let's see what else you're watching.
Well, Baker's one. This one already broke. This is one I looked at in the pattern of the week. Right there, that vertical line is when we looked at it, and then it broke down, and it's down. I don't know. It's down $1 or $1.50 today. Yeah, it's down $1.29 right now. So this is one that's already gone, though. I was thinking that it wasn't. I'm trying to find ones that. And Beaky, this one gapped up this morning too. There was one or two on this list. Yeah, I think it was BSX. That I want to show you something. We're going to look at something that may still have the potential to move. There it is right there. So this is one that even a descending triangle, which we have a lower descending tops and then basically a flat bottom, a support level that's flat, which typically is a continuation pattern when stocks are already trending lower. In this case, we've actually got a little bit of an uptrend and it's moving lower or moving sideways for the most part for the last few months. And even though it's not textbook perfect, it's still legitimate there. So basically what I've got is a trading plan in place where I've got the stop. Is that even right? That looks a little high. 41.63. Okay, let me get that back. That was a little bit off.
Martin Carlisle is in the wrong chat, everyone. All right.
So there's the stop and then the entry point. The target I got at 37.838. And with a spot here about 39.40 to watch for. So you want to hop to the chat and see what we got there? I see there's a whole bunch of tickers.
Yeah, there's a lot of tickers, Tony. I'm gonna go to the top and we're gonna work our way down.
All right. Far away.
Can you look at the trade desk? This is relevant for our next guest, actually. The trade desk is in the same business. So let's look at TTD.
TTD.
Talking programmatic advertising.
Well, busted out to an all-time high. There's there's a start of a flag at least, or a pennant. We had one basically here back in, the beginning of November. Big old bolt. It only slowed down for a couple of minutes, but then took off to the upside. As far as trading with a pattern goes, obviously it's run high, obviously earnings. I would look for a flag or pennant. If this thing settles in here for the next few days and gives us that type of pattern, the sideways move like this, and then it breaks north, then I'd get bullish on it. I wouldn't trade it right here. It's a little too far. I think the odds of it dropping back and pulling back are too high. And I trade, for the most part, off of odds and probability. So whenever I look at a stock and analyze it, first I'm looking for a pattern. Then I'm like, what are the odds of it continuing to run like this? Unless there's some kind of news or catalyst to keep it going, which this one sounds like there is. What do these guys do again?
They are like the advertising pipes for like getting ads onto platforms like Roku and Fubo and the computer. It's programmatic advertising. It's we'll talk about it more with our next guest here, but that's what it is. So
okay. Yeah, and chart wise, I mean, technical analysis wise, that's all I see. I don't see anything tradable yet. We'll have to see how it plays out the next few days.
Okay, a couple of different people asked about Roku, and someone asked, Double Trouble asked if Roku is it going to be a negative year? I'm assuming he's referring to 2021 and not 2022. Double Trouble, yeah, it's going to be a negative 2021 for Roku because the stock opened the year at like 330 something, and we're $100 away from that. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the future, but I feel pretty confident saying Roku ain't going up $100 in the next month and a half.
Definitely not a pretty chart if you're bullish.
I see a giant W. I don't know if that means anything.
Giant W?
Yeah.
Where at? Over here?
I just on the daily. Just no, like way to the left, like that huge W.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's which obviously you can see made a nice catalyst for that bullish trade. So if we got another one of these here or at any point with Roku, then I get bullish as far as trading this thing to the low side. I mean, it's what's the old saying? Don't catch a falling piano or a falling knife.
That works. That works.
So
falling piano works.
This one is it looks like based on what I'm seeing, we're probably headed to 171. There's not much to stop it.
171. Oh boy.
Well, there's not a whole lot of support in here to catch it. I mean, maybe 200. There's a little bit of support there about 200, but it's not very significant. The next major level of support is 171 right there, 170. So hard to say. I mean, but this is not something I would trade bullish. I'd maybe even a bearish trade I wouldn't take yet because it's dropped too much for me then. I want to get in. I want to look for something that's consolidating before it makes its next move. So.
Nasen 200 is asking about Tesla. Is Tesla going to break out? I mean, Nasen, Tesla just did break out. This is what we talked about: breakout, flagpole consolidation. But
yeah,
what else do you want?
Everything. Well, and here's another example. I mean, a descending triangle. Here's an example of an ascending triangle. We were looking at Tesla back here with that ascending triangle, and you can see the result of that's the beauty of patterns. Is you get a nice little pattern, it breaks out, and this is the kind of launch you can get. These don't happen very often, but they're fun when you catch them. So, but as far as seeing anything in Tesla right now, I would venture to say this is probably just going to go sideways for a while. Maybe catch some, short-term swings, but I wouldn't. There's nothing. And being a patterns guy, and like you've said before, I'm very disciplined, and I stick to what I do because over 20 plus years, I've learned the hard way that when you don't, you get in trouble. So I don't see much as far as trading opportunity for Tesla at this point, but that can all change in a day. So,
okay, let's find. There's a bunch here that are in like huge trends. All right, let's look at Moderna. That stock had gotten so punished, and is it still blasting off today?
Yep, it's up about 5%.
Wow. Okay.
Is it up a bunch right now?
Is it still going higher? I haven't checked. It was up big in the pre-market.
Yeah, it opened up about 9% and then moved lower.
Yeah.
Down up only 3%, is now moving back higher, up 5% right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see. I mean, as far as patterns go, I mean, again, that's looking for something where I'm always looking for a trading opportunity of something that is obvious that says now is the time to get in.
Nothing there.
Nothing.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, there's a hammer pattern, candlestick pattern 2 weeks ago, but other than that, I mean, it might fill the gap. This is another technical analysis tool that we use. Is the gaps are there, and a lot of gaps will fill. They don't always, as you can tell. There's one back here that hasn't filled, so there's a possibility to trade the gap, but hard to say.
What about Boeing?
Boeing. That's
I'm sure Boeing has a pattern. Boeing always has patterns.
Yeah, we had a nice triangle going on, but I'm going to get rid of that because it's no longer there. Move these out of the way real quick. Well, it's broken the downtrend that was there. There's a nice little roll reversal. So we've got a solid downtrend in place. It breaks out just a few days ago and came back and it's kissed this line. So this 225 area should act as support at this moment. So, and actually it looks like it's interesting with the markets, the overall markets. The Dow and the Russell both had nice pullbacks and are bouncing at their previous supports right now. But the SPX and the NASDAQ have just kept running. They just had a 2-day pullback. Hold on, Brenda.
It's because of Apple. It's because of Apple. I promise you, it's because of Apple.
I know I watch Apple once in a while, but I don't necessarily keep it on the radar. It's taken off.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I know people think that's crazy. People are like, why don't you watch Apple? Why don't you watch all these big names that everybody else watches? Well, like I said, I watch for patterns. So, but Boeing at this point looks, I like the looks of it as long as it stays above that level. If it doesn't break that.
All right, we're going to ask about Digital Turbine, ticker APPS. I've lost track of this one. Where is it at? It's at $61. Wow. That's actually higher than I would have thought. I'll be honest with you guys.
Whew. Yeah, where to go with that thing? There's a little support there, right about 60, basically. So if it holds that level and bounces, but this is where another one is. It's obviously dropped a bunch, but if it digs in and holds here like it has before, then I'd be bullish on it. If not, then I mean, I know it sounds so obvious.
We're on a daily, right?
Yeah.
Jigglypuff wants to know about the weekly. If you see a reverse head and shoulders there.
On a weekly, inverted head and shoulders?
Yeah.
If he's talking about right here, yeah. I mean, that is, yes, an inverted head and shoulders right there. Which, and this is exactly why I use patterns. And I know I keep saying that, but this is the beauty of them. We don't always get them too much to see them here, but there's the expected move. And obviously you can see it went past that. So it's easier to see on a line chart, but yeah, the inverted head and shoulders this is why I love head and shoulders. And if you flip it over, same thing. So there's a potential trade that you could have taken seeing the pattern. But there's the woulda, coulda, shoulda. That is messing with your mind. So it's too late to get behind that. That's where the patterns in the flash came from. Is I'd see those 6 months ago. I'd see them back here and I'd get frustrated because what do you do with this now? Right? You can't trade it now. It's too late. So, but as far as currently, there's not much to do with this though. What else?
Let's do a few more here. Yeah, let's look at Marriott. Let's look at MAR. Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. What do we got?
Yeah, I was interested in Macy's. Macy's was taking off, and so a lot of the other retailers were not. Well, the cruises were looking bullish there for a bit, and then they dropped off. So the whole travel industry. So we're in the beginnings of, and it's the very, I mean, we got a left shoulder and a head. We don't have a right shoulder yet, but we do have that support level right there at 153. And then yesterday, or day before yesterday, I guess, because yeah, this is yesterday's data. It's not updated today. It's not a live chart, obviously. But when you're doing patterns, I mean, it's not necessarily important. Bullish engulfing pattern yesterday, holding this 153 level. So we could have a run to the upside, which is what I would look for. Is it tradable? Maybe. Depends on how much risk you want to take as far as putting a trading plan in place. If we got a couple minutes to do that.
Yeah, let's go for it.
So Tony, do you just have a watch list of different stocks that you might see some patterns forming on that you kind of cycle through, or how do you what's your process of finding stocks to analyze for patterns?
Love the question. That's
Thank you.
What I show all my students. So it's nothing more than going through the list. You can see I've got a swing trade list here. And this is, obviously this is software I use that makes it very easy. Like I said, I've used it for 20 years. But I just literally will flip through and look for, and a lot of times I'll do it, especially it's a lot easier on line charts. But I'll literally just flip through, and I know right now there's 241 symbols on this filter. But I literally just flip through like this and look for a pattern on the right-hand side. And if I see it, I flag it. I can hit the space bar, it puts a little check mark in the box. And then I go save it to another watch list. And then I go through those and I'll analyze them in a little deeper, get a little deeper with it. So like I'll do it real quick. So I'll flag it. Nothing here. I'll just do a few. And then I just, I'm trying not to go the long route, but it's kind of hard. I create a new gribble. I'll just name it whatever I name it. And then I can come into it and I'll analyze it deeper. So basically I'm just filtering it down. This is a filter that has all I don't know where that went, but so the filter has just basic criteria, price and volume essentially. So I look visually to see what patterns there are, filter it down to a smaller list, and then go there and find the best of the best. Basically looking for the cream of the crop, if you will.
Got it. Yeah, no, I was just curious about, because you mentioned how sometimes some of the bigger stocks you aren't watching, whether it's Apple, Tesla, etc. So I was just curious, how you manage your watch list.
Yeah, it's a different way of doing it than a lot of people do. Most people do just keep a group of stocks they watch. So it's not, I don't know what the right word is, popular or trendy. It's not the way most people do it. But that's the beauty of this business. You can do it any way you want. This is something that I've just done for years and it works for me. So I figure if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Let's do a couple more, and then we got to hop off. A few people asking about Chipotle, CMG. How is CMG? I haven't looked at it. I'm gonna guess. I have not looked at the chart in a while. I'm gonna guess Chipotle is at 1,300. No, not even close.
1,700.
1,700. That was off
I haven't
400.
seen this for a while either. Well, it's starting to look bearish.
Starting to look bearish?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess lower highs, lower lows is how you define a trend, right? Higher highs, higher lows is an uptrend. Lower highs, lower lows. So
okay, that's true. That's true.
Higher highs here, and now we've got lower highs. Well, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere right now because we've got a new high. The new high just a few days ago reached the previous high here. So we've got a higher high, and we're basically just in la-la land, if you will. So I'd look for a breakout. Either it breaks this high, the most recent high, they're at 1861, or a break of 1750. I'd get bearish down to about 1550 because obviously there's this gap that hasn't been filled, so that's probably going to fill. So that's nice. I mean, it's a $200 drop if it does. If it breaks above 1860, then you've got the obvious headwind there about 1925. So there's not a whole lot of upside potential if it breaks north. The only way I'd really get bullish on this, if it comes and holds this 1750 line, and it gives some kind of indication, maybe a bullish engulfing pattern, some type of indication that it's going to run back up to this 1860, because it wouldn't be a surprise to see this thing just channel between these 2 points. But typically, I'm not necessarily playing inside the channel. Usually, I'm waiting for it to break out because that's usually where the quick moves are at when it breaks out.
Got it.
So that's ideally what I would do here. So.
There's some questions in the chat about this. Like they're looking at the longer term trend. I guess the longer term trend is higher, but I guess Tony's more focused on the last few months.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, you can come in and draw lines. And one thing I learned years ago is not to put too many lines on the chart, and that is super steep, which is not typical, and usually not sustainable long term. That would be more of a long term right there. Whoops. Of course, you can always use the moving averages too. The 200-day moving average is right here.
I like that. I like using the 50 and the 200-day just as a general ballparker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's good to look at the specific stock and see if it uses it. And here, if you look at CMG back in the middle of the chart, it used it as support quite a bit, and then it stopped using it. But it uses it quite a bit, and sometimes it just gets wild and crazy and doesn't. But it looks like it came down about the 200 here and used it as support. It was a little bit below, but then finally went above. So, and now it's using the 50-day as resistance. The last couple months it has, at least. It's been bumping its head up against there and falling. So if it breaks down here, I would expect it to dig in at the 200-day moving average, not only because of the 200-day moving average, but also that trend line, which is there. It's not quite as steep when you go to a daily chart. So it doesn't look as crazy, but so the 1550 might be a little aggressive, but that 1625 area, should it break south, break that 1750, I'd put a target about 1650, 1625.
Awesome. We got time for one more. One
right.
more, guys. Let's do fine. You want to a few people asked about GameStop. Is there anything in GameStop to see? I guess the stock is it's been bunching up. It's bunching up.
Yeah. And this is a massive symmetrical triangle, kind of. It's way too big for reality, but yeah. I think the thing that I question about this, and I'm not a fundamental guy, I'm purely technical, but I mean, can this business actually support this fundamentally? I mean, is it worth $200? Which I don't care as a trader. I can care less.
I don't know. I have no idea.
But there's another ascending triangle. And we've got these, it's digging in, it's hitting its head about 220. And the lows are getting a little bit higher. So you got a little sloping uptrend. So if it breaks out of that, there's room to about 283. There's not much resistance to stop it from there. So if it breaks north of 220, there's a possibility of it running to 283.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. It's big if, but
big if.
283, the next level in GameStop. Tony, thank you for joining us. As always, exciting to go through some patterns with you. Let us know next time we get on. Hopefully we'll have some new stocks added to the watch list. But yeah, have a great weekend.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
All right. Patterns in a flash. The link is in description, guys. Check it out. Thanks a lot, Tony. Oh, and happy Thanksgiving, by the way. We got to start saying that to everyone. Happy Thanksgiving, because it's next week, man. Next week. I see our next guest. Let's bring her on, producer Rohan, if we can. Lisa Utzschneider. She is the CEO of Integral Ad Science, ticker IAS. Let's get Lisa on the show.
Hi, Spencer.
Hey, Lisa.
How are you? I'll say
Good.
happy Thanksgiving to you at the start of the show.
See that? That was so nice. Thank you, because I was going to forget at the end.
Right.
So happy.
Open
we'll just do it now. Happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate that. Same to you. Same to you, Lisa. Okay. We were talking earlier in the show a little bit just about Netflix and about the data surrounding Netflix. And we just talked about the trade desk a little bit. We've been beating around the bush a little bit today with regards to your neck of the woods, which is programmatic advertising. So explain Integral Ad Science, explain programmatic advertising, explain what you do.
Sure. So Integral Ad Science, or IAS, we're a leading digital media quality company. And we offer several solutions, both for digital advertisers and publishers. And I'll walk you through basically what we do. So if you think of, let's call it Nestle. Nestle's running a video ad on YouTube. We all watch YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. And Nestle's running an ad, and our solutions verify that the ad was viewed. It was viewed by a human and not a bot. There was no fraudulent activity. And that the Nestle ad ran adjacent to brand safe and brand suitable content, which is really important for the Nestles of the world to protect their brand equity, brand reputation. In addition to that, we offer contextual targeting solutions for the Nestles of the world, helping Nestle identify what's the content that they want to avoid is not appropriate for their brand to run adjacent to, and proactively, what's the content that does resonate with the Nestle brand.
So where specifically, like what platforms are we talking about here? We're talking about a YouTube. Are we talking about any online platform, any connected platform?
Yes. So the majority of our advertiser customers are Fortune 500 brands. So Nestle, Coke, GlaxoSmithKline, Adidas. And we sit, IAS, in the middle of the digital ecosystem. So we have deep integrations across all of the major tech platforms, Google, Facebook, I should say Meta, all Amazon, all of the leading DSPs, Trade Desk, Google DV360, all of the social platforms. We cover quite a range, and we're integrated in all of the leading publishers too. So think of it as verifying the media quality of all digital advertising spend for major Fortune 500 marketers, wherever they run their digital advertising globally across any device and any platform.
Is there a trend? I was reading the other day about changes being made at the Today Show. That's like an advertising behemoth, right? Is there a trend in terms of where advertisers are allocating their dollars to? For like are they pulling back off of radio and off of TV? Are they investing more in advertising on YouTube? Or I mean, we all know Facebook and Google get the majority of have all the market share, but for digital, but I'm just curious, like, because you said you fit anywhere in this, you can.
That's
direct
right.
Yeah. So where is the ad money going?
Sure. So marketers want to go where the consumers are, where the viewers are. And when you take a look at the macro shifts when it comes to digital, there are a few trends happening, especially over the last 18 to 20 months as we're all working from home, living from home, doing everything from home. User engagement with social platforms way up over the last 18 months, right? So as more and more users are spending their time on Snap, on TikTok, on YouTube, marketers are spending more and more digital advertising on those social platforms to connect with consumers. They're shifting their budgets out of linear TV into the social platforms. Second key area, connected TV. Users are no longer cutting the cord of linear TV. There is no cord, right? We're spending all of our time viewing streamed content on platforms. Think of like Netflix or Hulu. So that's primarily where the advertisers are spending their budgets and shifting them out of linear TV. It's connected TV, it's the social platforms, and it's absolutely in programmatic. And in terms of where we're investing are in those growth levers, programmatic, social platforms, in particular, the live feed of social platforms, making sure that the live feed is brand safe and suitable for marketers, also in connected TV and expanding internationally.
Connected TV, that mostly just means Roku, right?
Not entirely.
Not entirely? Okay. AB, you've never had cable, right?
I've had cable.
You have? Oh, I've never had cable.
See,
so to your
you're
point,
not even a cord cutter.
No, there's never been a cord to cut for me. Yeah.
That's right.
So Lisa, in today's social media landscape, are there any platforms that you've found to be a little bit more difficult to coordinate? Having the right ads for certain clients on the right content, whether that be YouTube, TikTok, etc.
I wouldn't say the platforms are difficult at all. Actually, the platforms have embraced what marketers are clamoring for is brand safe and brand suitable environments. The most recent innovation that we launched this 2 quarters ago with TikTok is we've launched a brand safety solution within the live feed of TikTok. So if you think about live feeds of social platforms, highly dynamic, unpredictable what users are going to post. And marketers, they want to be in those live feeds. They want to be running their brands. They want to connect with a younger audience in the case of TikTok. And IAS, we built a technology where we're classifying within the live feed of TikTok. We're classifying frame by frame, video, audio, text, so that an advertiser, let's say like Adidas, is comfortable in saying, I can run my Adidas brand ads in TikTok. I know that it's a brand safe environment and I want to connect with TikTok users. After TikTok, Twitter's next. We're heads down building a solution with Twitter that will be launched early next year. And then also Facebook announced yesterday, or Meta, they announced on their blog that they're going to open up their live news feed for third-party companies to start running brand safety solutions within the live news feed of Facebook.
Man, there's a lot there, and I just
There's
had a
a lot
question.
there.
Yeah, there's a lot there. Wait, that I'm getting distracted by my question now. Right, my question was, so who are you competing with then? I'm trying to understand where in the ecosystem that you fit. So like, let's say I am a CMO at Fortune 500 company X. I have a campaign I want to execute. I can go to any platform. I can go to Google. I can go to Facebook, and I can start my ad campaign there. Where do you fit in?
Yeah, so where we fit in, let's say you're a CMO of a Fortune 500 company. Let's call it Verizon. Verizon is a strategic partner of ours. And typically the way it works is we would sign a 1, 2, 3-year partnership with Verizon. And Verizon would say, okay, IAS, we invest a lot in digital advertising. We want to make sure that we don't want the major tech platforms to grade their own homework saying, Verizon, you invest a lot in YouTube. Don't worry, Google will let you know, Verizon, if you ran in a brand safe, brand suitable environment. That's why Verizon wants an independent third-party verification company. So you would come to us and say, IAS, all the digital advertising, wherever we run on any device, connected TV, mobile, you've got our back, and you will verify the quality of the media wherever we run across the digital ecosystem. So it's not a campaign by campaign for the Verizons of the world. It's their entire digital advertising investment.
Maybe then go back to my first part of that. Who are you competing with then?
We have a couple of competitors who are also in the verification space. But the competitive field actually is not that large. There are only a handful of us, and there's just so much opportunity, especially when you look at areas like connected TV, where it's first inning of a long game, and marketers are just starting to invest in programmatic CTV.
Is part of your selling point, we will help you drive revenue, or is the main selling point, we will track your ads for you and make sure you're getting value?
Our selling point is to a Fortune 500 marketer, wherever you run your brands, your ads, anywhere, we'll verify that ad was viewed, a human saw it, and I would argue, most importantly, your brand ran next to brand safe, brand suitable content. So what that means is, to Coke, you won't run adjacent to hate speech. You won't run adjacent to adult content or violent videos, right? Because these brands, they really want to protect their brands, and they don't want their brands adjacent to inappropriate content, especially on live feeds of social platforms.
So Lisa, I was just going to ask about that. So is it different for certain companies of what they see as suitable content that they would like their ads being ran next to, or is it kind of standard across the board?
Well, think about it this way. If you were the CMO of Disney and Spencer, let's say, is the CMO of Absolute Vodka, the types of content and threshold, tolerance you have for where you want to run your brands, it's very different, right? A Disney kids brand, family, they're promoting a new Frozen 3 movie, let's say for kids, they'll never want to run their iconic brand adjacent to adult content. Absolute Vodka, they might say, you know what, we have a higher tolerance, higher threshold for content like that to run our brand, and it's more appropriate for their brand.
That makes a lot of sense. Has there been any cases of like really interesting requests from companies? Like maybe a company says, we don't want our advertising running next to anything political at all, or anything, anything like that?
It's a great question. Not really politics, but the thing that we did see during COVID 24/7 news cycle of COVID is that because of our sophisticated contextual targeting solutions and tools, we were able to show brands, hey, with COVID content, here are a couple of ideas. Are you comfortable running your brand adjacent to stories about hero workers, healthcare workers, pandemic information? And then we were also offering research showing that consumers have a higher engagement with brands that run adjacent to positive COVID news. So we're trying to provide more sophisticated tools helping marketers navigate content like COVID news, for example.
That makes sense. Yeah. And do you see like an interest for companies to advertise among content that, I guess, like, are they trying to target a younger demographic, or content that they think will be seen as favorable among a younger demographic to try to capture that brand royalty from a young age?
Yeah, great question. So the entire industry, you've probably heard of moving away from cookies to a cookieless world, right? So marketers are shifting away from audience-based targeting, shifting away from consumer data, because it's so important as an industry. We respect consumer data, and shifting towards contextual solutions. And that's exactly what IAS focuses on. So sure, many marketers say, here are the types of contexts and content that we want to run our brands adjacent to. And it could be content that, a higher portion or propensity of younger audiences read that content.
Got it. Yeah, it all makes a lot of sense. Spencer, do you have any other questions?
Yeah, no. I mean, the comment about moving away from cookies, I think, is interesting, right?
Yeah, because that was kind of the opposite of what we saw like across the industry. 10 years ago, it was always a big, a big stain on Facebook when they were first public that they weren't doing a good job monetizing their users, and then all of a sudden you saw the super hyper individualized ads. Like I'd see ads for t-shirts about errands born in May, and it's like, all right, they're obviously using my personal data to try to get very highly targeted ads.
Last question, I just thought of this. Apple's rollout of their new privacy initiative that's affecting everybody with an app, right, in the App Store. How has that affected your business at all?
It's actually been a tailwind for our business as more marketers shift away from the audience-based, cookie-based solutions to contextual targeting. So it's helping us.
Got it. Yeah, I figured it might. Lisa Utzschneider is the CEO of IAS, Integral Ad Signs. Ticker is IAS. Lisa, thanks for coming on today, and have a happy Thanksgiving once again.
Thank you so much. It was great to be on the show, and happy Thanksgiving to both of you.
All right. Thanks
Appreciate
a lot,
it, Lisa. Have a good one.
Hey, you know who's also moving away from cookies? This guy.
Subway.
This guy right here. Trying to move away from cookies. Too many of those. All right, let's switch gears for a minute here. We have one of Benzinga's own who asked to come on our show, John Gulbronson. He's one of our rockstar developers here. And on the side, he develops Zing Token, super into the crypto space. And he really wanted to come on and talk about the Bitcoin Taproot update. So let's bring John G on. What's up, John G?
Hey, guys.
What is crypto? Wait, what is crypto hats? What is that?
That's my Twitter handle.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wait, it's your Twitter handle?
Did you know that?
No,
I didn't know that.
I don't tweet, but you can follow me anyway, because eventually maybe I'll start tweeting. I don't have enough followers to tweet, so I created that as my crypto handle so I can follow all crypto accounts and then just have
Cool.
crypto feed to look at when I'm late up at night trying to read it too, see what people are doing. But hey, before we begin, like you guys took your face on the screen. Where's those stashes, guys? Come on, we need to get the stashes going.
Dude,
Adam's been going hard.
I'm growing everything out, and then I'm shaving everything but the stash.
Dude, I don't have permission to do the mustache thing. Okay.
You're not your man anymore. That's right.
I don't think I would look good with the mustache. Anyway,
that's fair. That'll do any of us.
That's true. No one does. Well, no, you and Adam Partridge are doing a pretty good job.
I don't think it's that bad. I can't do this. You can't do that.
Yeah.
It makes it
bad.
Yeah, Taproot. I mean, what do you guys actually know about the Taproot upgrade? It happened last Saturday. What do you guys know about it?
Nothing. That's why you're here to explain it to us.
Okay, I was just curious where you're at. Yeah, so the Taproot upgrade I think is a big upgrade that I don't think the market realizes yet. I think the upgrade, one, I think what people hear is easy one to understand is it reduces the size of the transaction, so it's going to make it cheaper to run transactions. But I don't think anyone really cares about that because the transactions on Bitcoin are already pretty cheap relative to a lot of other platforms, especially Ethereum right now with all the smart contracts running. But another thing that I don't know if the market, like definitely some people in the market are aware of, are the smart contracts that are going to be coming to Bitcoin. And I think people, are you familiar with that upgrade, the smart contracts that they launched?
I know what a smart contract is. I know what it is, but I guess I didn't know that there was an upgrade for that.
Yeah, so that happened last Saturday. And so obviously, if you look back at where Ethereum, why it has grown so much is that fact, right? Like on June 18th, we launched Zing token. It was a smart contract, ERC20 token that was run as a smart contract on the Ethereum blockchain. And so you can't do that on Bitcoin currently. And I don't think you could actually, I don't think from what I've read so far, I don't think there's any tokens that you're necessarily going to be creating on Bitcoin with the smart contract upgrade. So it's definitely different than Ethereum. But I think it has, so it hasn't been announced yet today, but it's happening. Supposed to be happening. Jack Dorsey is announcing TBD, which I probably stands for to be determined, if you ask me, and it'll probably come up with a better name than TBD because it's kind of weird to say. A DeFi platform that's going to integrate with Square and probably some other platforms as well. So I think it's an interesting thing that's coming that I don't think the market understands yet. That I have, if you share my screen, I'll show you the tweet. I'll show you a tweet that
what is this?
Mike Brock tweeted. Well, so they believe Bitcoin will be the native currency of the internet, and I actually believe the same thing. I think Ethereum is going to be around, but I believe the same thing. So they're going to build a non-custodial wallet to basically build a DeFi exchange for an on-ramp for fiat. So I don't know exactly how this will look yet, but the fact that Taproot, they waited to obviously after Taproot because they're going to need these smart contracts to do DeFi with Bitcoin to make this type of application possible. And so it's something that's coming today. We'll have to review. It's the white paper's coming today, not the actual product. But it'll be very interesting to see exactly what they're doing. From what I've heard so far, they're focusing on making a really good developer experience. So if you think of like Stripe, right? Like we use Stripe here at Benzinga to process payments, and we integrate with their platform's APIs. We don't have to know all the underlying rails of how it operates. It sounds like to me, based on what I've gathered, that they're going to build out an experience like that where it's easy for potentially Web2 developers, or it's honestly not that hard to learn smart contracts stuff if you really want to spend the time to do it as a developer, depending on what skill level you're at. But it's something that I think, if they build out the right experience, like a number of other platforms in the Ethereum ecosystem did to get developers in, like a really good developer experience, there could be a lot of developers integrating with the protocol. And I mean, right now we're paying like 2.5% or something. I don't know exactly what we're paying for Stripe, but it's a decent amount. So we'll see exactly what they come out with yet. It's still not entirely, it's not out yet. So we'll have to see what it does. But I think it's something that's coming. So
John, so what is the play here? You said the market, meaning the Bitcoin market, does not appreciate this upgrade yet. So
no,
is the play to just buy Bitcoin? But how else would you play this?
Well, here's the thing, right? So it's the white paper that they're announcing today. So it's not like they're going to have a product ready and there's going to be phases to it. But I do think it's just another bullish symbol for, or bullish event that's going to happen over the next several months. and probably into next year, where they're going to actually, who knows when they'll launch it. I don't think it's going to be like a year thing. It could be a month thing. I don't know. We'll have to see exactly what their timeline is. I don't know if they're including a roadmap as a part of this white paper, but it's definitely something that's going to change the market. If you actually look, let me show you the other screen. I don't know how familiar you are with the DeFi platform. So last summer, DeFi summer, not this summer, but the summer of 2020 was quoted as DeFi summer, right? And so DeFi is what got people really interested into the Ethereum network, and why it kind of blew up during that time, because there was all these new things being developed on it. Uniswap, one of the most popular decentralized exchanges, became really popular, and people were trading assets on this exchange. And part of that, DeFi, people lock up assets to earn interest. So there's like MakerDAO, Curve Finance, Aave, all these different protocols for earning interest or exchanging assets. And there's $102 billion locked up in there. And I think the market cap of Ethereum is right around 500 billion right now. So this, we'll see where this market goes. Like I'm a little bit of a speculator. I don't want to put too many ideas in your head, but all I'm saying is DeFi is a big part of Ethereum's value, in that 1/5 of it is not necessarily 1/5. I don't know exactly. Like, this is an Ethereum value. So there's 100 billion on top of the 50 billion, 500 billion of Ethereum. There's that much value just locked into DeFi. And so there's a potential. I think there's a potential that Bitcoin could do a lot more than that. I mean, Ethereum has a lot other use cases than just locking it up. And people obviously want to hold the asset. The difference between this though and these DeFi is this DeFi is locked up in tokens. It's not necessarily locked up in Ethereum, although they might include ETH 2.0 on this.
Well, explain what the locked up thing is.
So let's say you have some US dollar, or just say you have Ethereum, and you have some US dollar coins in your MetaMask wallet. You can go to Aave, and I think you only have to make usually one token. But you can lock up your assets as a part of the protocol to earn interest on those assets. Logan can explain.
So
this
wait. So we're talking about staking.
Yeah, staking.
Okay, I didn't realize we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's the same thing. These guys, I'm not sure how these guys classify locked value. If it's just staking, or if there's other types of mechanisms that they lock it up, like you could lock it up as liquidity pools. I don't know if they include liquidity pools in here. This says lending, assets, derivatives. I don't know if maybe DEXs counts as liquidity pools, so they probably count liquidity pools. But either way, it's a lot of the value of the Ethereum network, or provides a lot of extra value on the Ethereum network. And it'll be interesting to see, especially with somebody as big as Square, and putting more of a corporation behind it rather than just a small group of developers. Well, these developers are well funded now. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's an interesting thing that's happening, and I'm excited to see the white paper, read it, see what happens, and see what the timeline is for these things, and maybe run some smart contracts.
John G, you want to give us an update on Zing token?
Sure. Yeah, it's still centrally held, so I have it in my MetaMask wallet. You can claim it if you go to benzinga.com/zing. It's a claim to it. You don't actually hold it, because I hold the keys, and it's more of just like a virtual currency that you're going to be able to potentially hold in a wallet at some point once we get there. But the idea being is it's going to be used for interacting with our products. So you can purchase products, and you can earn products for being loyal. And yeah, you can read the FAQ project roadmap. These pages need to be updated a little bit, but it's been a lot working less.
Benzinga.com/zing to claim a free token that will have some value one day in the future, as it pertains to the Benzinga ecosystem, right? Yep. So
it cannot be bought, traded, or sold.
Yeah, like John said, more of a community engagement tool. You'll be able to use it to get discounts on things, that sort of thing.
Yep.
John, out of curiosity, what cryptos do you own? I know you own Bitcoin. I know you own ETH. That's all I know.
So, I own Bitcoin. I have a fairly controversial cryptocurrency called Hex. that I've made some pretty good money off of. I have Ethereum, or I don't have Litecoin. Let me just look at my portfolio real quick. I do have SHIB. SHIB is an interesting thing that's also controversial. Yeah, I got SHIB. I have a very interesting thesis on SHIB. It's definitely way overvalued. I don't think it doesn't even think
it's overvalued.
To me, here.
What does that even mean? It's overvalued. It has the value is what the value is, right?
That's true. Well, it's interesting. To me, I look at it as like an educational platform, essentially. When it's a gaming platform too. Like you can go there and you can participate in Shiboshis or whatever next NFT game that they have. But to me, like the more interesting thing that they have is, and we'll see who provide. Like you can buy SHIB right now and send it to your MetaMask wallet and operate on their decentralized exchange. That's the most interesting thing about their token versus a lot of other tokens is they have their own decentralized exchange. They have their own little game essentially to interact with using decentralized finance versus a lot of these other tokens just expect you to use Uniswap or SushiSwap or some other platform. And so they're building out this community, and they definitely have a strong community of people that are all about SHIB. So there is that as well. So it's a lot different than maybe like strictly like educational type things. Like it's a new thing. Like it's never existed before. It seems to me like it's way overvalued, but like what do I know? I mean, everything's crazy the way things are valued. So
yeah, I don't know. All right, John G, aka Jungle Bronson, aka Crypto Hats, is one of Benzinga's rockstar developers, and he's like the busiest guy I know. And he took time out of his day to come on and talk to us today about Taproot. We appreciate that. The guy's a machine. Yesterday, this is true. I got to the office, and so a lot of days I'm the first one here. And John G was already like on his third cup of coffee, I think, when I got here.
Yeah, I was in here. I think I was in here at like 4. I was in here at 4 again today too.
Yeah, I noticed. Yes, today too. The last 2 days you were here before me, and here after me.
Wait, John. Before we let you go, we were talking about Jack from Twitter earlier. Where does Jack rank? If you had to do like top 5, crypto, not influencers, but like influential people in crypto, where's Jack ranked there?
I think a lot of people don't like Jack, so I don't know. I think I don't know. He's up there for sure. He speaks a little bit about it. I haven't seen. He's not as vocal as a lot of other influencers, but he's very clearly a Bitcoin person. Although it seems like he has some appreciation for Ethereum. So I think it's weird when you saw crypto influencers, right? Because like a lot of people are talking about like all the interesting stuff on Ethereum, where Bitcoin is not necessarily that interesting to talk about all the time. So it's not like there's really that much to say that often. But yeah, I mean, I think he's very influential. Like he's a very influential figure, and I think he's right with that. Bitcoin will end up being the currency of the internet, and it's going to be it's going to be probably the best investment of this decade again. It's one of those things that I think it's just going to happen. Like people are going to continue to print money, assets are going to inflate, and eventually with the way that this Taproot upgrade, like one of the more interesting things about it is it allows you to add almost arbitrary complexity to groups of people being able to decide on how money's spent. And so that's like a very interesting thing that's going to, the DeFi projects that Dorsey's working on here at TBD and the crew, I think it's an open source project that they're working on, is going to be an interesting first step. And we'll see exactly how this unfolds going forward and what types of interesting applications arise from it. But I think it's, obviously he's all about that, but I think Ethereum's an interesting project as well. I'm not going to hate on Ethereum. I think they'll stay around. It's just, I think Bitcoin's going to blow it out of the water over the next 10 years in terms of just the way that they're building the technology.
John G, I would love to be in the fly on the wall at your Thanksgiving dinner, because you've got some.
my cousin's ready for me. I'm coming. He's gonna. That's the other thing too. I think this next week could be a big week for Bitcoin and for crypto market in general. Yeah, I think you're right.
Or it could be a buy the rumor, sell the news thing.
So buy now is what he's saying.
I've been buying. I bought yesterday.
Okay, good job. All right, John G. I'll let you get back to work, man, because you got a lot of stuff going on. So thanks for coming on today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. You know, I love to
All
talk
right,
crypto.
Anytime. Come on, anytime you want. Anytime you want.
Open invite.
John G's the man. Yeah, I'll be honest, guys. Talking to the chat now, I don't think the Kyle Rittenhouse news is a thing that's not a market event. The market does not care about that. I think we all tend to overweight or overemphasize political things as it pertains to the market. I think by and large the market
SPY did take a little dip down. It seems like right around. I mean,
did it actually?
It could be
let's pull up a chart.
Correlation does not equal causation. I agree with you there.
Let's pull up a
Spencer,
chart. Let's pull up a chart. Is that true? There's the SPY. This is a 5 minute. This is a 15 minute. Wait, we need a 1 minute. Wait.
Yeah, a verdict.
Wait. Look at that volume. Wait, look at that volume candle. Wait a minute.
That can't be right.
That's what, because that was 4 minutes ago. That's when the verdict came out. Is that right?
Yeah, Christian Gallagher, a verdict did come out. Breaking news. Wait, hold on. Let's play.
He was found not guilty on all charges. Yeah, not guilty on all charges. Wait a minute. Look at this volume bar. What? That would fly in the face of what I just said. But, oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I agree with you, Spencer. I don't think this is a something that the markets care about, but there could be maybe some investors are more interested to see if there will be any fallout rather than the actual verdict itself.
Wait, Brett says it's got to be Nancy selling. Wait, look, they're already buying the dip. That didn't take long.
Yeah, I just like to see the volatility.
That was pretty wow. That is something, isn't it? You see that big down wick on that 1 minute bar. Whew, we'll have to ask Joel about that. I wonder, because I don't look at futures during the day, because why look at futures when you have the SPY during the day? But I wonder what Joel thinks about that. Okay, there's always a trade. Hold on. There's always a trade to be made. Is SWBI printing? What? Oh my goodness. Look at the 1 minute chart in SWBI. Yeah.
Oh, look at UONE too.
UONE. Yeah, that's also a memer.
No, but this is clear.
No, I know that. Yes,
the candles from.
Sure, that I'm with you there, but this is also like a meme stock in general. But yes, that is a clear move. Here, let's go to the scanner in Benzinga Pro. And let's just see here. I'll change my filter. I'll add a new column here. Column. We'll add change. No, we'll leave it as is. No, we'll add a 1 minute change here. And we'll just move it way over. And we'll do a search for the gainers over the last minute. I do have some filters on here, so it's not like the best thing because I filter out super low price stocks. YIHUDI. Oh, Carver. Carver's also memey. Not memey, but like Carver does weird stuff. Like the stock. Carver Bancorp. That's also had a couple green candles in the last couple minutes. All right. Looks like there is actually some.
I think if anything, we got to keep watching UONE for the rest of the day.
Not SWBI?
What's SW Smith & Wesson brands?
Yeah, and what's the other one? RGR?
POWW.
Wait, what about RGR? Yeah. What about POW? You just said that? Not really. What's Taser? Someone help me out here.
It's Avon.
Thank you. It's AXON. Axon. Yeah, close enough. No. Okay, so back to what was it? SWBI, and you want to look at UONE.
Yeah, that's my biggest, because I think no matter what, so Urban One they own radio stations and whatnot. I think no matter what happens, whether we see political protests,
heavy
whatever
volume.
it is, there will be a lot to talk about regarding this trial. So I think if anyone's going to be a beneficiary of this, it will be this company.
Does UONE have options? Do we want to go there?
Yeah, it does have options.
Do you have it up on your screen?
Yeah, I just bought a call.
What? Oh
I
man!
bought like a YOLO because like this is one that we've seen run before, like crazy moves. Like go back out to a daily chart and go all the way back to summer of 2020.
Wait, did I get the taser ticker wrong, Christian?
No,
I didn't. Okay.
no.
So I go to 2020. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is crazy. It's crazy.
So I'm just saying, like, anytime I see an opportunity for a stock like this where we've seen these runs before and it's a potential that this happens again, I'm willing to, throw $50 out there on a call option saying, hey, the stock's at 588 right now. There's a chance, not likely, but there's a chance this could be double that when we open on Monday or whatever it is. So I'm willing to take that little bit of a risk because I have that, that it's happened before at my back.
Okay. Wait, when does that expire? Next week?
Let me see. Yeah. No, 12/17.
Are there weekly options next week? And if so,
No, weekly options expired today. Or the monthlies for November.
The monthlies expired today.
Yeah.
Are there any weeklies next week?
For what stock?
Anything?
Yeah.
There are?
Yeah.
When do they expire? It's a half day Friday. They expire Friday at the half day. I guess at the half day.
Yeah. So like we can look at Apple, say, I mean, here I can pull up my screen if you want. Trade Apple options. Yeah, expire November 26th. So yeah, next Friday. I think it's just market close next Friday.
All right. I didn't know. Okay, you're watching UNE. I'm more interested in SWBI. This is what the peers tab is for in Benzinga Pro. Let's go to the peers tab. Anything relevant here? Ammo, we mentioned, that's POWW.
I think my calls have gone up in value on Urban One, even though the stock price hasn't gone up a lot, which is telling me that
people like you.
Yeah, there's people like me out there that think like me, that just may be. But they're going out buying the call options as well, driving the price of those contracts higher without the stock really moving right now. But we shall see.
I stand corrected with my previous statement. Anything can be a tradable event, it turns out. Yeah. Okay. So that's the way of looking at life through money-colored glasses.
I don't want to. I kind of feel bad for the kid, right?
You feel bad for the kid?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you and I are on the opposite sides here.
I mean, I think he should have repercussions. I think they should have something they can tag him with. But I mean, he's got so much. I mean, imagine being like the subject of so much scrutiny. Like the whole country is arguing over you, and you're just a 18-year-old kid. No one knows anything at 17, 18 years old.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I definitely didn't shoot you when I was 18. At least I don't think I did.
No, nor did I. Nor would I have been.
AB. Okay, let's move away from this because we're a second away from getting canceled. So let's move on. I see our next guest. He is backstage. Do we want to bring him on?
Yeah, let's give him a couple minutes. Couple minutes. Yeah.
All right. Hey, in the meantime, I just noticed we're not doing very good today on the like front. We're at 62 likes. Can we get to at least 100? Happy's right. Let's get to 100 likes today. It's Friday. We're in a good mood. You can't see behind us, I don't think, but
we're about to do a tree lighting.
Yeah, there's the Christmas tree lighting in downtown Detroit is tonight. We have an amazing view from our office. People will be here tonight, hanging out, drinking eggnog, watching the Christmas tree lighting. So we're all in a good mood. So in honor of that good mood, let's get some more likes. You're in a good mood too. It's Friday. We're all in a good mood. Come on. What's not to like? It's Friday. We're coming into the holiday season. It's the best time of the year. So we appreciate any and all likes. Jay's life is looking at Apple going up, and away.
It's still kind of where it was at last time we checked in on it.
Yes. Well, that was like a half hour ago. But yes. Oh, actually, wait. It just made a new high of the day. Oh, yeah, like a half hour ago. Okay. So 160. Man, I remember texting my buddies in
on your Apple iPhone?
On my Apple iPhone It was, I guess it was the end of 2018. Maybe it was before that. No, it wasn't. It was the summer. It was early June 2019. Yeah, it was right there. Early June 2019. There was this very sudden like change in sentiment, like this anti-Apple sentiment. Goldman Sachs had a bearish Apple note come out, and a lot of companies, a lot of people were like, "Whoa, is Apple over? Or is Apple a one-trick pony? Do they only have the iPhone and nothing else?" Question mark, question mark. And Apple, it was just so out of favor. You can see it on the chart. I'll zoom in. You can see it there from like April through like early June of that year. I remember texting my buddies. I was like, "Hey, if you want to buy Apple, now's probably the time." Because at the time it was under 100. This is pre-split, so it was like under 100 pre-split, and I didn't buy it. But obviously I wish I had, because betting against Apple was generally proven to be a bad idea. But
yeah, I don't know who in their right mind would do that. Bet against Apple. The company is just an absolute monster and continues to just essentially print money. Mike Moffett. I like your attitude. Let's get to 100 likes by 1:45 p.m. Eastern. That gives us about 17 minutes. Yeah, and so here in a couple minutes, if you're just joining us, we've got a special guest joining us from the chat, Matty Ice. This is something we want to do more, bring more guests on from Zingernation.
Yeah.
So, if you're like Matty and you've got something you might want to talk about with us, just let us know in the chat or email us at shows@benzinga.com, and we'll do our best to get you on the show. But without further ado, Spencer, before I say anything that might get me canceled.
Yeah. We should probably have one of these segments per week on a Friday. That'd be great. So if you want to come on our show, do what he did. Do what he said. Email us.
Yeah. All right. Well, without further ado, let's get a little nice intro going and bring Matty Ice on the show.
Is Matty Ice real? Oh, he's real.
I am not a bot. Yes.
Oh my goodness. What's up?
How's it going?
Good. Nice to put a face to the name. Name to the face. Voice to the whatever. How's your day going so far?
Decent. A couple trades went against me, and I'm having to manage one right now because Ford just apparently decided to just go down 20 points for no reason. So that's nice.
20 points.
Ford just now?
Yeah, well, I mean, like not in one candle. It's been hovering around it, like plus or minus about 5, and then it just dropped to 1930.
Yeah.
And you were betting on Ford to be kind of stable after the dividend, correct?
Yep. And it was hovering. If you want to see, you can pull up the chart right here. You can see it was hovering around that level. Like
you can pull up your screen as well. You should have a share button where it works like Zoom. You can kind of select to share a tab or a window, whatever works.
Just don't show us your account number or anything like that.
Right.
We've had that happen before.
Well, it's just we can look on Trading View right here. If you can you see this right now? I can't tell. I'm off the
No. Click the share button, and then you got to select your screen you want to show us, and then
Lele, Neil will be joining us on stream sometimes, but right now he's not doing Get Technical or a show every day.
Gotcha.
And yeah, Firot King.
Yeah, Firot King. Chris actually has the day off today, so he was supposed to be on today, but he's actually out of office. So that's why
you can see like it's been like hovering around that, like the highest candle of today was around like 20, but then it went down and hovered right around that 1950 level, and then all of a sudden just started to dump off right here, and you can see where it's at the 1930 right now. But it was hovering right around where I saw it because I've been watching Ford for quite some time, and once I had an iron condor on it, I was just expecting it to stay between those two, and then it just decided to break down. But enough about that. Like, we could take y'all to a class on some spreads, right?
Oh gosh, yeah. This is not my forte, which is why we're talking to you. And AB is the one that wants to do it. So we asked you on the show today to help both of us, I guess. Help me learn, help both of us learn, but help him do it. Some option spreads. So do we have any that we have active?
Any spreads that I have active?
Yeah.
I do have a couple spreads that I have active. I have a put spread on Tesla, where essentially I'm betting that at some point next week Tesla will be below $1,000.50 a share, which does not look great right now. It looks like Tesla is just going to continue doing what it does, and that goes up. I don't know really what I was thinking when I placed that trade. But yeah, so Matty Ice a couple days ago in the comments threw out an Iron Condor suggestion on Rivian that I followed, and it's one of those things, right, that we have guests on all the time that talk about trading spreads and doing all these different crazy things with options, but like anything else, you're going to learn the best by doing it yourself. So I learned a little bit doing my first Iron Condor, but Matty, it'd be great to have you help us learn some more.
Yeah. So first off, we need to go over the basics of essentially an Iron Condor. And most people can't even do spreads unless you're previously approved for a level 3 options most of the time. But essentially, the goal with any iron spread, whether it be a butterfly or a condor, or even just a regular credit spread, such as a call credit or a put credit spread, you're basically hoping that theta takes all the option contracts to zero. You want them to completely decay to zero so you can collect all the premium, aka the money, the credit, the moolah. You want to collect all of that you can and let theta do its thing and basically let the options expire worthless or buy out your spread. Now, it's actually kind of the opposite if you're going with a call debit or a put debit spread. Okay, because you're actually not wanting theta to take those options down to zero. Theta isn't on your side, but it does help that you sold some options, right? Because what we're doing essentially with a debit spread versus a credit spread is with the credit spread, you're collecting more premium than you're actually paying for the long call or the long option, which is the one you buy. Okay. So essentially, if we're wanting theta for the credit spreads, we want vega for the debit spreads. And theta is, again, time value. And that's kind of an extrinsic value on options contracts. Whereas vega is the implied volatility. So when implied volatility goes up, your spreads, your debit spreads, increase in value. The same thing with credit spreads. As vega decreases, what happens then? The options contracts decrease in value, which is what you want. So they're the inverse of one another. So it really that's the first thing that you need to pay attention to before starting any spread.
Matty, I'm curious, like, how did you learn about options? I'm a very visual learner. I in order for me to like actually grasp these concepts, I need to look at like the payout charts and all that stuff. And I'm curious how you learned about all this stuff.
A lot of watching videos, reading. I got started. Oh God, this is embarrassing to say. I got started originally in options with the GME and AMC craze, right?
Oh,
nice.
That
was that was when I first got approved. I ended up losing thousands of dollars, and so, but I was curious. Like it got me curious as to how like these actually work. So that's when I really went and did some like digging into them. And I've heard like a few things. I visited some Benzinga boot camps, like, and watched the videos where a few of y'all have talked about it. I've also watched a lot of Tastyworks videos. I've been through option alphas stuff. I've just read a lot on Reddit, which not Wall Street Bets, please God, not Wall Street Bets. And for any of you,
like options, like our options.
Yes,
okay,
that's one of them.
Yeah.
And then r/Theta Gang is actually really well known for Iron
Theta Gang?
Condors, Iron Butterflies. Yep, Theta Gang.
Okay.
I didn't know that one.
Yep. That's the ones that really mainly revolve around spreads and theta. Right. Now, with options, essentially, there's a limited risk, which is why I like actually doing options more than regular common stock, because the common stock can go to zero, whereas options you have already defined risk. So it's not that risky. Whereas a stock can go to zero, options can only go down to what you paid for.
This is the part where I plug the fact, since Matty just mentioned it. Our last boot camp of the year is tomorrow. www.benzingabootcamp.com. Full day of education, options, stocks, technicals, charts, you name it.
We got Ripster going to be there. We got Jake Wujastic from Trend Spider. It should be a great day. I'm excited for it. Matty Ice, we hope to see you there.
And I love these comments from the chat. This sort of exemplifies what we're saying here, because you got Lele saying this is gibberish to me, and the very next comment says, Matty Ice, fantastic explanation. It's just, like, both those things are true, right? If you don't know this stuff, it really is gibberish. Theta, Vega, right? What?
That's actually
Delta. What?
That is a great point. Because that's actually why I wrote a document to share with some of my friends to basically explain it in simple terms. Like, you don't necessarily have to use the Greeks, which are what basically define options, but it is important to know what they are. At least if you can understand that, oh, that's time, or oh, that's volatility. It's a lot easier to understand than, oh, that's theta, delta, and gamma, and vega.
Right. I've always viewed it as something that, like, I've kind of intuitively understood without really knowing the specifics when it comes to the Greeks. Like, it's like, okay, I know if I've got this contract that expires on Friday and it's Thursday, that, or if I hold the contract from Wednesday to Thursday and the stock hasn't moved a lot and the contract goes down, it's like, well, yeah, that makes sense because there's less time in the contract. And it's like, okay, I didn't know that was data, but I understood what was underlying what was going on.
The concept.
Right.
Right. Exactly. Now, with I could show you right here the reason, and we could talk about the reason I actually like credit spreads and debit spreads real fast. See here.
So that's a good question. When do you do credit spreads versus debit spreads?
It mainly depends. It depends on the stock or the underlying or what I'm watching. I don't really do them necessarily willy-nilly, but for example, you can actually use them interchangeably. Like if you're bullish on a stock, for instance, if you're expecting a stock to go up, you can use either a call debit spread or a put credit spread. You could even do them both if you're really feeling, feeling yourself, you're really feeling like you got the right answer. You could do it. Now, it may not be the smartest thing to overexpose yourself, but you could do it, because when you think about, remember what I just said, is like one's focused on time value, the other's focused on volatility, right? So with that being the case, they're kind of fighting against each other. Now, if you use both a call debit spread and a put credit spread, and you want them because you're expecting the stock to go up and the stock goes up, you're actually on two fronts. Now you have basically positive vega and you have positive theta as well, right? Because they're both working on your sides, but for two different spreads. And now, so it'll probably accelerate your gains, but if it also went against you, you would lose everything. And with the put credit spread, it's especially, you can lose more than you think if basically the price action goes against you as well. Because once that breaks through, you have a little bit of cushion, but it depends on your wings, your strikes, whatever you sold. And if it goes against you, you can owe more than what you took in credit. And the same, but with a call debit spread, it's just what you pay. That's all you lose. Define risk.
Makes sense. So do you have anything you're watching right now? I know you mentioned the Ford spread that was working against you, but anything else on your watch list?
Well, I say it's working against me, right? And it is true. It was working against me. It still is a slight bit. I'm still up in the position. It's not like I lost anything. I actually still made money on it. I'm up. What is this? 22% right now. So it's not terrible. But I'm probably going to close out, see if I can get out of this trade just in case, because it doesn't look like Ford's going to go up. And if it goes against me, I do not want to owe more. So this is a perfect opportunity to close this out. But other than that, I can show you. I'll share my screen on Robinhood, and we can go over some things. And there's a reason I like to use Robinhood before anybody gives me any, crap for it. Like, the reason is because they're commission free. as everybody knows. Now, if you're trading spreads, normally that is, well, it depends if we're actually doing like a multi-leg strategy, which is 4 options contracts. Okay. Buying and selling a call, buying and selling a put. That's 4. So if you get $1 that you have to close, you have to pay $1 to whatever broker you're using per contract, that can add up. That can add up, especially if you're doing multi-leg strategies and spreads. Like say, for example, if I put on 50 spreads, all right, 50 iron condors, for instance, that'd be about $200. And that's why I like using Robinhood, but I'm not encouraging it. All I'm saying is that's why I use it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I use it as well. I understand some people don't like it, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. So let's go right here and see if I can share my screen again real fast.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's bring your screen back up, and because again, visual learner here.
Yeah, I got you. Here. So right now we can see what I have right here is going on. You can see the 19.5 and 20. This is the range that I have between, and it's a tight range for my iron condor. And you can see it right here that I have 4 contracts open where I bought the 19 put, sold the 19.5, bought the 20.5 call, sold the 20 call, right? And I collected, you can see the credit right here. I collected about a 30 cents on the dollar for each contract or for each spread I opened, which is the negative 25. And it shows negative as because I collected the credit. So that's why it says negative, because I have to close them out, right? Because I basically sold to open them, if that makes any sense. Because I collected the credit, so I had to sell them. All right.
Right.
Anyway, you can see my total return right here is about 22%. It's not bad. Not bad. I'm actually looking at closing this out, but I have to cancel these that I already had previously opened. This is actually a butterfly I'll go into in a second. So I have both open on Ford, luckily. And we're going to cancel this and close this out. Okay. That's a good thing. Right. It's right there. All right. Let's go see if I can get filled. Probably won't get filled, but we'll see. There we go. That took a little bit to place. All right. Now let's go to my iron butterfly real fast. And you can see what's going on with the strikes and hopefully everything. And we'll go into the break even. I have to go actually into the options and show you through there. It shows as a 4 option strategy in Robinhood, but this is actually a butterfly. A butterfly, the only difference between a butterfly and an iron condor is this. If you noticed the last time with the iron condor, I sold the 20 call and then bought the 20.5 call. And I sold the 19.5 put and bought the 19 put. But these, as you can see, these strikes right here, I sold the 19.5 call and sold the 19.5 put. They're the same strike, just on different contracts. You see? And that's what a butterfly is.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've never been able to keep a butterfly and iron condor straight in my head because it's just too many legs. It's too complicated.
Well, essentially, you can think of it like this. You can think of it as essentially a condor has a large head and wider wings, whereas a butterfly has a small head and wider wings. So small head, same strike. Big head, different strikes.
Okay, no one's ever explained to me like that before. Small head butterfly, same strike.
Yep.
Okay.
Small head, same strike.
I dig it. That might work for me.
Well, hopefully. I try to make things as simple as I can understand, and there's a reason why. And I'll talk about why I like spreads in a minute. But here we go in this contract. We might try to close this out here just in case it starts to go against me. Might put in some limit orders. I have to cancel this. And as you can see in this butterfly, by the way, you can tell it's been trading within my range that I originally set up because my total return right here, I'm up like almost 50% of the position. Excellent. And these spreads, multi-leg strategies, are typically known as high probability trades. And that's why I love them. That's why I love at least the credit spreads. Because I know people like to say and explain it this way. They like to think that they like to relate it to gambling and like you're becoming the casino. I really don't like that analogy I really like it as more of selling insurance just in case you need it. I like it better, and I think it goes better with what we're doing here, because if it's based on statistics, which gambling can go against you at any time, you don't really have anything in your favor. However, this is all math, and it's actually quantifiable, which is
So
very
you're
interesting.
looking for those high probability trades that you can kind of sustain some sort of like a system, as opposed to just YOLOing some options out there.
Yep, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And just because, and for the main part, that's why I like to do them. It's very like I've made some consistent income, and I believe this is a great way to be consistently profitable, which is why I really preach. As you can tell, if you've ever seen my messages in the chats, I pretty much only talk about them. That is pretty much all I ever talk about is spreads. So let's hopefully we can get into some today, right? Here, let me see if we can cancel this. Zip. And let's try and close this out right here. So average credit is 48, and I'll be buying 5 contracts back. Let's see if we can go ahead and get filled in this position. And as you can see, this is important. So you see this little thing on the bottom, it says released collateral. All right. And you can tell my strikes right here. So what collateral is for the width of the strikes is how much collateral you have to put up. So it typically, as you can see, the width between these calls is $1, right? So since an option contract is you're buying, or you would be under the obligation to provide 100 shares times $1 by 100, and that's the collateral needed to open one spread, right? And that's with call credit, put credits, any multi-legs. That's with everything. It depends on the width of strikes, all right? Now, the interesting thing is with iron butterflies or iron condors, as you can see, I put up both. So that means, and these may seem a little wonky because these same calls and puts, you can tell they're more. They have 30 sells and like 30 buys here.
Right.
That's only because the iron condor strikes are included in these. Don't know why that is. It just is. Now, still moving on, we got 5, 5, 5, and 5. So that's 20 contracts. But you're thinking to yourself probably, Matt, why is it only $500? Though, if it's 20 contracts, because if both these divide by 2, that should be $1,000 collateral, right? Well, you can actually use these against each other to make a synthetic position, right? So if you ever open a put credit spread, for instance, you can actually open a call credit spread to basically reduce your risk or add a little bit of credit on top of that. You're allowed to do it to make a synthetic iron condor or iron butterfly. But we're kind of getting into semantics at that point. It's something cool to note, but it takes a little bit of getting used to if you don't know, if you aren't in the know, right? Moving forward, we got this collateral right here. It's released upon me closing the contracts. And AB, remember how we were talking about this the other day?
Yeah.
I told you that you could close the spread early and that's going to release the collateral, or you could let it expire and the collateral is released after. However, I almost never, and it's almost never recommended to hold any spreads through expiration, because you are at risk of after hours of any of those short legs, which are any sells, any of the sold contracts going against you. And if somebody exercises your contracts, you're going to be under the obligation to either provide the shares or to buy the shares. So you need to be careful. You want to make sure that everything is within the risk you can manage. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good advice. I like that. I typically don't hold any options that I have through expiration. I just try to sell them for more than I bought them for.
And that's profitable. That's exactly why I like. And actually, that's a good segue into talking about why I like put credit spreads, right? So let's see right here. As you can see, I got an Apple Iron Condor on right here. I just opened this today. And I'm already up $60 on it, $63. And as time goes on, I'm hoping Theta will basically smash my sold calls and puts here and take their value a lot further down so I can close it at a gain. So if we go and somebody throw out a ticker for me, and I'll look up I'll look up some options contracts for the said thing. First hit rest.
Roblox.
Roblox. All right, let's go.
That just came to my mind. I don't own that stock.
I don't either. I actually don't own most of the stocks I trade options on. So, but we can go to Roblox right here, and we can check the DTE right here. Let's just say, let's go around Christmas time. I bet it'll be going up. So what we could do right here is check out. So there's a couple things baked in with options that make them either more expensive or less expensive, right? And that's typically, if you remember what I said, it's time value. So the DTE, the width of how long it expires, and volatility. So as you can imagine, the further you go out, probably the more volatile it'll become, and the more time value is actually baked into the contracts. So that means you can receive a lot more premium the further you go out. And it increases your chance of success if you're selling out of the money, at least. You probably shouldn't be selling a put credit spread in the money unless you're really bullish on it, and that's dangerous still. Remember, always make sure it's within your risk and something that you can manage. All right, but let's go into it right here. So we can see that these are basically $1 wide. And if I switch to the sell on Robinhood, it shows you the chance of profit going down. So with a call, we're going to be in the money here. So we're going to switch to put. And we're going to find something. It's typically said that you want to look for a contract that's around a 30 delta. And a 30 delta, if you don't know what delta is, it just measures the rate of change in the underlying price. So whatever Roblox, if stonks go up, delta will increase. Stonks go down, delta will decrease. Okay? Stonks. And here we go. We're going to check this one out. So as you can see right here, this is actually exactly probably what we're looking for. It's right at a 30 delta, which means it's going to be slow to basically increase in price. And theta on is actually pretty decent. That's actually a fairly decent theta. And you can see Vega is pretty similar to theta here. Yep. All right. So this would actually be probably a good place to start. But I mean, it depends, right? What does it depend on? Well, we got to see, or how I do it at least, is I got to find some sort of support and resistance level. That's the first thing I do to identify whether or not something is going to be at least profitable, or to check the most recent trends. So I typically go like 3 months out and find out what like the highest point is and what the lowest point is. And I like to go a little bit either above or below those points. You collect less premium for it, but it's safer. And what we're all about here, and I'm pretty sure everybody can agree with me, is what? High probability trades, right? We're trying to get at least $1 out of the trade, right? So it doesn't matter what kind of premium we collect. What matters is winning the trade, right? Consistently. That's how you make profitable income. Okay, so let's go into this. Okay, so we're just going to do basically just a basic put credit spread. But first, let me see if I can share a different screen real fast.
By the way, Matty Ice, where are you located?
I'm from the South in good old Alabama.
Really? I couldn't tell.
I would have guessed Georgia.
Right now, Spencer?
He's joking with you. I would have guessed Georgia because of the Matty Ice, Matt Ryan, Atlanta thing, you know?
I hate Atlanta. I am not a Falcons fan. Both my brother and my dad went to Louisiana State University. They're both LSU grads. I lived in Louisiana for a while. I live in Alabama now. But I am for certain a Saints fan, and those Dirty Birds can go on somewhere. Matty Ice is just a good nickname. And I got it basically from my degrees in exercise science. And I teach. I'm a fitness instructor.
So you're always having to ice people after.
I had ice in my veins playing intramurals. I'm an intramural guy.
Oh, got it.
There you go.
Got it.
Now it
you
all
want to
makes
win,
sense.
you invite me to your intramural football team.
We'll keep that in mind whenever we're constructing our Benzinga. What do you play basketball too?
I do.
We have a Benzinga basketball team, but it never quite got off the ground.
No.
Can't imagine why. Are you the best player?
No. We have someone here that used to play college ball. Well, he's not here anymore, but he was at the time.
So I'm actually
anyway.
in a fraternity, and I guess Roblox just recently IPO'd sometime, didn't they? Or am I just seeing like what is going on with this chart here? I don't know.
It's kind of a crazy chart.
Wait.
It IPO'd about 6 months ago, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in March, so a little bit more than 6 months. But yeah, I mean the stock's just gone crazy.
We can see. I can see that now. Okay, so yeah,
it's up 71% this month alone.
Basically, we're going to see if we can find something at least short term to at least find this high of these candles. So just give it a little bit of a level here, and this is where most of the volume has been around this level. So we're probably going to take this candle out. We're not even going to pay attention to this one because it looks more of like as it went on though, price action increase. So we're going to take these recent set. That's all we really can because there's nothing else we have here. And the RSI at least is somewhat oversold on this. So this might be a decent level. I like to go just take I'm talking about the highest wick because again, highest probability, right? So we can assume that it probably won't go above 138. Let's go to this low one. Okay, and we can assume this would be a good bottom level right here. So we can go to 121, say it won't go below 121. Is that where we were at? Boom.
Yeah, currently we're at 130, around 134 in Roblox right now. Yeah, this stock might be a little weird to trade a spread on or an iron condor or something just because it moves kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, we're looking at doing a put credit spread, right? Because right now we're in a bull market, and it doesn't. Right now the momentum is going upward, so it just makes sense that it wouldn't just crash out of nowhere. So it's a little bit safer. However, with the time value that's baked into it, and further out with our DTE, what we're looking at right now is here. I'm gonna reshare my screen with the Robinhood again.
Robinhood fruit fly. God damn.
Yep, and we only got about a minute left, so
don't worry, I'll be quick with it. So essentially, we just sell this at the 120. We buy this. Boom.
Wait, hold on. Okay, sorry. Start over. Sell what?
We're selling at 120 because remember, it has that good delta that we're looking for. It's actually 0.27. That's pretty good. That means we have basically around a 73% chance of making $1. And we're buying the strike below. We collect 37 cents on the dollar. We put up $100 for collateral because of the strikes. It's $1 between them. And that's it. That's how you open a put credit spread.
Wait, can you scroll down on that right side a little bit so we can see the little profit chart? Yeah, there you go. Yep. So we, as long as Roblox is above, what is that, 120 or 130?
Yep. As long as it's above 120, you keep all of it.
Beautiful.
All
right. Now, we'll have to get you back on, Matty, to talk some more spreads as we see some spreads, materialize some trades. We have some opportunities. We'll get you back on. We'll have you walk us through it again. But Matty, yeah, thanks for joining us. And like I said earlier, we hope to get some more guests on from Zingernation.
Absolutely. Thanks for inviting me. Glad to be here.
Have a good weekend, man.
Same with y'all.
All right. Hey, AB, we got to wrap, but real quick before we go, I'll say it again, the Benzinga Boot Camp, the final one of 2021 is tomorrow. www.benzingabootcamp.com to sign up and attend a long show. Nice, easy 2.5 hour show. Thanks to all of our guests. Thanks to you for hanging out. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the dislikes. Thanks for all of it. Please remember, all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes and not for investing or trading advice. Moon or Bust going live right now. That'll be a wrap for us. Have a good one.